Hey, folks, Merry Christmas, ho, 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 and all that stuff there. Just jumping on tonight. I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. I got my Christmas shirt on. It's a big, big shirt. It makes me look like a monster. It really does. But it was a Christmas gift, so I have to wear it. And I like it too. It's a nice shirt. It's got all the Santa hats on. I wore it on the hockey broadcast a couple weeks ago when I did it, and I had to interview the coach, and I had the Santa shirt on. It was kind of neat. So, Bob B, hello, Merry Christmas, buddy. Just kind of jumping on, saying hi. Told you I'd come on tonight and do a chat. I actually jumped on Facebook too to say hi to some of the Facebook people here tonight. We had all of our festivities wrapped up here. John, Merry Christmas, buddy. Yeah, we wrapped up here about half hour ago. It started off kind of rough though. Started off very rough. We had my wife had Christmas here for her family, and one by one by one, the cancellations come in, and we were sitting here about 3:30, 4 o'clock, wondering if anybody's going to show. She had a ton of food, and it was so I posted on Facebook. I said, everyone's canceling. What am I going to do with all this food? And then some people showed up, but a few more people showed up. Next thing you know, we had a house full of people. It was kind of good. So we had a lot of cancellations, but a lot of people still showed up, and we had a good time here tonight. We had a lot of food, not too much drinks, maybe like one or two, but we just chatted. It was good time. It's a old people's Christmas. You talk about your ailments and stuff like that. you know, as Bears Den. Merry Christmas, buddy. RF, thanks for coming in. Hello, Jan. Hello, Jan. Did you notice the shirt I'm wearing, Jan? Yeah, Jan got me this shirt. And so I figured I'd show it off tonight here and just kind of say hi and Merry Christmas. I don't know where Santa is right now. It's 9:20 here on the East Coast. That would put him over the Atlantic somewhere, I believe. I don't think he's stopping in my house this year, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't need him to stop here. Uh, but yeah, just want to come on and say hi, Merry Christmas, and just catch up with people and see how your day or your night's going, depending where you are. We had an eventful day over here. This morning I talked to a friend of mine in California. Had a nice, half hour, 45-minute chat. We haven't talked in a long time, so it was good catching up with her. Nate Scott, Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well, Nate. Hope you get some good goalie stuff for Christmas. You know, that's the fun part about going to the rink. The first game after Christmas is when everyone has all their new gear. You see new gloves, a new stick, a new helmet. Sometimes you'll see some new skates. It's fun seeing all the new gear that people get at Christmas time. I used to do that when I played hockey back in the day, and I'd always get new gloves for Christmas. So I'd always have nice new hockey gloves for my next game. That's how we did it back in the day. Let me see. Oh, I got my Bruins elf on the shelf guy here. I don't even know where I got this guy. It must have been a Christmas present of some kind, but here he is, Mr. Elf on the Shelf with the Bruins guy here, and he's downstairs hanging out with me is what he does. But anyway, let's see. What did I? Oh, Ron, my buddy Ron, he got me a new hockey game. So I printed these out today. You can see the Bruins logos on them. It's kind of cool, huh? And then I got some with what's the other ones here? The seals. I printed the Bruins and the seals out. Yep. So here's the seals. So there's the seals. You can see them. So I printed out a couple of teams. It's a brand new hockey game. My hat is Cincinnati Reds. It's red for Christmas, so that's why I got it. And that's why I'm wearing it tonight, Cincinnati Reds. But I got a new hockey game I'm going to try. It's called Big Bep Hockey. So I got to figure out how to play that one there. I probably won't get to it for a couple of days. I got to get my table back upstairs, the table that I like to play some of these games on. It's all full of food and chips and dips and all this other stuff and drinks. So we got to clear that off, and I can get back to doing some gaming here so I can learn some games. But yeah, that's my Reds hat. I like my Reds hat. My one of my grandmothers used to live in Cincinnati area, so she'd say, "My team, Cincinnati." So I always rooted for the Reds for her. No other reason why. I just liked her. And the Reds did good for a while, and then they kind of fell apart. Phil, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Just kind of jumping on here tonight. I was going to play something here tonight, And then after all the eating and, and drinking and, water, it wasn't all alcohol, but I'm just saying, you have some, then you have some water and whatever. It's like all the food and all the drink, it just, so I was going to try to play something tonight and get entertaining, but I said, just come on and do a chat is what I'm going to do. And just come on and say hi to people. And I know Ron did a video and put it up on Digital to Dice on his Facebook page, just saying Merry Christmas. Jerry Belmont, hey, we were watching you tonight, Jerry. We were reminiscing, and some people were saying, "Oh, Dave used to play the guitar," so I went on to YouTube and I called up some of the old videos from YouTube, and we played a couple in front of the family, and there you were, front and center, singing "Shake Me Up." So we watched some old videos tonight on YouTube. Yeah. There was one I pulled up from 1987, me playing guitar, playing Crazy Train. And I realized that in 1987, I was 20. Imagine I got a video of me playing guitar when I was 20, 34 years ago. Oh my gosh, a long time ago. And then the one with myself and Jerry, that was, I think that was 1991 or 92. I think it was 92 because we played a handful of shows. I think it was in the winter of 92. And so, we pulled up a couple of Elias videos on there. I'd play them here, but even though there are songs, I would probably get in trouble with YouTube for playing. So I'm not going to play anything live here just to be safe. But it was fun going back and watching some of those videos there. What do we want tonight? We put on Santa Claus is Coming to Town. We watched that tonight. That was on in the background, so it's like you watch a little bit and you walk around, you talk, you watch a little bit more. But that was fun. You watch some of these things that you saw as a kid, and it's like, oh, I don't remember that, and I don't remember that. And the wizard, the evil wizard in the woods, and then he like instantly turned into a good guy when he got the train. It was just kind of funny how I was like, rah, 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 rah. Then all of a sudden, oh, train, I'm a nice guy now. From now on, I'm a nice guy. But that was fun. Watching some of the old stuff there, the old stuff. Remember back in the day? Hang on. You remember back in the day, if you're old enough to remember, these things would come on the air once, and that was it. There was no on demand. There was no internet. There was no. It come on ABC or NBC or CBS, usually ABC, and it was just you'd get the schedule like right at Thanksgiving, and it'd be like the Friday after Thanksgiving, it's Rudolph, and then that Saturday it's Santa Comes to Town, and then on Sunday it's the Heat Miser, and if you didn't watch it, it was gone, and you didn't see it till the next year. If you remember back in the day, you had to catch these things live. Yeah, that's how it was back then. Yeah, all you young kids could just pick up your phone and you can watch anything at all at any time. Not saying it's all free, but you can watch anything at any time. Back in the day, if you missed it, you missed it. So yeah, you had to catch. Then the VCR come out, the VHS. And then you could buy that tape and you could put in the tape and you could watch Rudolph anytime you wanted. That was a game changer. It really was. RJL, thanks for coming in. Happy holidays to you, sir. Yeah, but I remember back in the day, if you missed it, you missed it, And so now you get all these options. But remember the VHS come out and you see stacks of tapes at people's houses that they'd watch. They'd watch one. Let's face it. When you bought a VHS tape, you watched it once. You watched the movie and that was it. And then I had a handful back in the day too. And you watch it once and that's it. And then you could tape it, over the air. So you'd tape something and you'd never watch it and you'd tape over it again, I still got a bunch of Bruins games on tape, I think. But John, thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Hope that everyone's having a good day here. But yeah, so it's fun now you can watch this stuff like anytime you want. It's all on demand or streaming or whatever it is. And so we'll put it in and just we had Santa Claus is Coming to Town on the background, and I was trying to get Rudolph. But I was with people talking to me and stuff. I just clicked on the first thing I saw. Rudolph is it was like tomorrow night you can watch Rudolph. I was like, no, I'd like to watch something right now. So the only thing I could watch right now was Santa Claus. Quiggy, good to see you, Hot Tub. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a good Christmas down there. Out here it was cold. I don't know where everybody else is, but here on the East Coast it was a steady 27 all day, like 27 all day. It never warmed up. It never got colder. The sun never come out. It was just a gray, cold day. And so, yeah, when we went outside, we kept the drinks outside. I actually put the drinks outside. Yes, I got a bunch of like water and Gatorade and flavored water, and I put it out on the deck, and it froze. So this morning I had to bring it in to thaw it out so you could drink it. That's how cold it was. And then I put it back outside. But it was kind of good. You put the ice out there for the drinks or whatever, and I put milk out on the porch, and just had it there on the table and didn't have to worry about anything like that. Jeremy says it's 60s today, 70s. He moved down south. So yeah, no, my thermometer is not broken. I'm telling you, it's not broken. It was a steady 27. It just was. I know it. My phone said it was too. So my thermometer is not broken. 50 in Chicago, not bad. Bears Den. That's a nice warm day. We had a 4 years ago? So 4 years ago or 5 years ago, it was 70 degrees here in the Boston area on Christmas. That was beautiful. That was beautiful because we had everybody outside. We had fans on. I mean, people were fighting to get outside on the deck. That's how nice it was. It was just, no snow, no ice, people in shorts. It was fun. But quite honestly, I'll be honest with you. And there's people I know that, down in Florida and it's sunny out, and they're in California and it's, it's sunny and there's no snow. There is something nice about a little snow at Christmas or a little cold at Christmas. It just, maybe it's what I grew up with. So that was a nice break. I don't know if I'd want it all the time. If I always had, 60 or 70 degree weather at Christmas all the time, I don't know. Maybe I mean, you get used to it, I guess, but I do like, there's something a little bit about coming indoors with people. When you come inside, you come indoors, and you have that camaraderie. And then, if you were outside and, whatever, throwing frisbees around, I guess, but there's something about everybody being trapped inside because it's so cold out that makes it a little bit more intimate, I think. Replay Gamer, thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas, buddy. You like the Santa shirt? Yeah. Yep. It's a little big on me. It's a medium. It's a medium, and it's a little big on me, but it was a gift, so I'm wearing it. I just don't want to disappoint the person that gave it to me, so I wore it, even though this medium is a little big on me. Yep, that's my story. Yep, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, and I don't know if you saw my guy. I get my elf on the shelf is this guy here. I don't have a name for him yet. But I found him down here, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I had this. I think it was a Christmas gift. So he's down here. Highlight Heyday, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas, buddy. Jan, yes, it is a medium, Jan. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. The tag said M somewhere. So that's what it is. Oh, yeah, you like the elf, Bill? Yeah. I think this was a stocking stuffer. It might have been from your house. This guy might have been a stocking stuffer. I'm not sure, but he's been here. He's out all year round, by the way. He's all year round. So he doesn't come out just for Christmas, but I pulled him out tonight for the broadcast. Gilles, good to see you there, Gilles. Merry Christmas. Yeah, the shirt's getting a lot of attention here. It really is. Yeah, I had that on tonight. There was some compliments here tonight with the shirt. Again, it's a medium, so it's huge. See how big it is? It's really big. It's a medium. Yes. It's a medium. Yes. But anyway, so the guys, I take it you're all ready for Christmas, everybody here. Some people have already had their Christmas, or some of it here. So hopefully that you're all set here. My favorite time of Christmas is New Year's, like right about this time, when everyone, a little bit later than this sometimes, when because we used to go out all the time to places, and then you go out and you come home and you're tired, and she would go to bed or whatever, or she'd be she'd be putzing around like she was tonight. And I'd just be kind of chilling out and watching something on TV. I like the old black and white Christmas shows. And so for me, like 10, 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve, festivities are over. You're kind of winding down and just watching old black and white movies. That was like always some good memories for me. as an adult, not as a kid, as an adult. And so this is my favorite time. I mean, we had our visitors, we had a good time, we had our eat drinks, but now it's like it's decompressing time. It's kind of winding down, putzing around, a little bit of cleanup here, a little bit of cleanup there. This is my favorite time. This is my favorite time of Christmas is the Christmas Eve. Anthony, yes, Ratcast, yeah, hopefully, yes. I might be doing some more hockey stuff with the roller hockey leagues. We might get a weekly show going on here, so you might see me doing more stuff here on YouTube or Facebook with or wherever. So yeah, let's get more of that coming up this year. Gilles just got back from church and a Christmas party, getting ready for Santa to show up. Yep, and that's half the fun. It was. That's half the fun. It's just setting up and whatever. We're not doing gifts this year. Well, we already gave each other something, or at least I don't think we're doing gifts. Well, she already got something from me. So if tomorrow she has something for me, great. If not, that's great too. But we would pull out and just put it under the tree or whatever. That's what we would do. So yes, the meatballs were good. The ham was good too. We had a lot of food here. Chicken ziti, broccoli, ham. She went all out, and her family brought some stuff over. So we had a ton of stuff. Chocolate pie. Oh, the chocolate pie was so good. So yeah, I did kind of splurge tonight a little bit. I've been pretty good, pretty good. I did avoid going to the gym though, just with all the craziness going on. I didn't want to go to the gym. My shoulder just healed up. It just started. I can now wash my hair without pain. So I says I could go to the gym. I'm not in pain, but I would hate to go there and come home with the sniffles or something right before Christmas. So I purposely kind of hid out from everybody through Christmas. So Sunday I'll be back at the gym, and then if I go when I catch whatever, then at least I didn't wreck Christmas. Because I know a couple people that last year wouldn't play hockey. They're like, I don't want to play hockey because I don't want to get the thing, and they got the thing even not playing hockey. So it's just hit or miss is what you can do. Eddie Ball Game coming in. Merry Christmas to you too, and thanks for the nice words about the gaming stuff that we do and some of the broadcasts we do. I don't know what I've been getting a ton of emails and stuff. Maybe it's because it's the end of the year, but I've been getting a lot of emails and text messages and a whole bit from people in the community. And that makes you feel good. It feels like that, the videos that I do showing off the games and playing the games and trying to entertain people, that somebody likes it. So somebody's enjoying the stuff that I do. So thank you so much for that there. And again, I did get I showed this a minute ago, but I'll show it again. So I got a new game. It's a new hockey game. Ron got it for me. It's called Big Bet Hockey. And you can see I got Esposito, or Busick, Hodge, Cashman. These are all the Bruins. This is the 70-71 season. So I'll be playing the Bruins, and I'll be playing against the California Golden Seals. That's the other team I printed. It has every team, but I just printed out a couple teams so I can learn the game. What I do like about this game is I printed out, they have a couple of charts here. That's how you play the game. As you look at the charts here, they have a fantastic rare play chart. Okay. Better than, I flicked to it, better than any other rare play chart I've seen in any hockey game. Maybe not quite as good as the Play Hockey Blast. That was pretty good too. But this one here, I'm going to create my own rare play chart for Apple Hockey, and I'm going to steal some of these because they're so good. It just makes so much sense, some of this stuff. Jay Frasca, Merry Christmas, bud. Hope you're doing well. You had a rough year yourself, so hopefully you're doing better now. You're playing better hockey. Since whatever you had done to you, you're playing better hockey. Hope you're still playing the drums. We got to jam sometime. We were playing some old videos of my old band on YouTube tonight. And, when I was playing guitar and bass and the whole bit. So at some point, we should try to set up a jam. I still have I think I got a bass amp. I got a guitar amp. It's not very loud, though, but, we could jam sometime. Janice, yes, it was fun tonight. It really was. It was fun seeing CJ and Bill kind of hanging out tonight. They were like best buds tonight. That was kind of funny. CJ's snuggling up. Waterfield, thank you for coming by. Merry Christmas from Alberta, where it's currently -2 Fahrenheit. Ooh, okay, you're the winner so far. You're the winner up there in Alberta for the coldest temp. We had 60 in Chicago. I think it's 60 and 70 down in, I forget where Jeremy was, but he was warm down there too. I think he was 50s and 60s, but -2 is the winter. It's 27 here and holding steady. Again, that 27's been pretty consistent all day long here. So yeah, so it wasn't windy though. That was good. But when you go outside, like these are short sleeves, right? So I go outside to make a drink or whatever I was doing. Ooh, it was cold, and this is a kind of a thin shirt too. It was cold. It was cold out there at 27, but -2. I don't know how you do it. And I was talking to a friend of mine today who went to, I think it was Iceland. She went to, and she went out there about a month ago at Thanksgiving, and she was in a heat wave, and it was 30. That was a heat wave in Iceland at Thanksgiving time. And then I guess right when she left, it got really cold, and she's just like, "Why do people choose to live in these parts of the world that are absolutely freezing?" And then, she's kind of right, but just sometimes you're there, and that's where you are, and not you can't, you don't always have the ability to move away, far away. Sometimes you do, and fleece is the way to go. Yeah, I would say so up there. Absolutely. Yeah. Put on the fleece. That's what you need to do, when it's really cold like that. That's why you see a lot of gifts around here at Christmas time, scarves, hats, gloves, jackets, sweatshirts. You get a lot of that down here in wintertime, and they use them all because you're always going through gloves and losing hats and whatever you got to do. And so, yeah, I could probably take this off. This is probably getting a little bit annoying, I think. You see that so much. Sorry about that. Didn't realize that was still going on and on and on. But yeah, I watched a video on YouTube one time about like the coldest city in the world, and it was somewhere in Siberia or Russia, and it was like -54, and it's just now that's a little ridiculous. It just you couldn't really walk down the street. It was just that cold. It was just like, okay, how would you even build stuff when it's that cold? How would you build stuff? How would you like build a school or a church or an apartment building when it's so cold? I don't know if you could get the foundation to set. I remember reading stories about the Gulag, and they were forced to work in those conditions, to build stuff for the war. And they were trying to mix cement when it was below zero, and it just kept freezing on them, because you had to use water. And they said that they would bring the cement up, and they made sure they used every bit of cement in the wheelbarrow, because if they didn't, it would freeze, and they would have to bring it down, and it would stuck in there until you chiseled it out. So it was just adding weight to everything. So they would use all the cement up in the wintertime. But yeah, I don't know how you would build stuff in such a cold, cold climate like that. Brad, good to see you. It is 52 in North Florida. That's cold. That's cold for Florida, 52. So, but well, I would take that here. I would take that if I was if I had my dithers, I would absolutely take 50 degrees on Christmas. It's a nice break. We used to have a lot of snow when we were kids. But it's nice as an adult to not have to deal with it. It really is. It's kind of nice to not have to deal with snow and ice. I don't mind so much the snow. It's the ice. It really can. The ice can really be a pain in the neck. Slipping and sliding on that, trying to get in the stairs and dropping stuff. The snow is pretty. It is. The December snow is pretty. After the holidays, the snow is more of a pain in the neck than anything else. 58 degrees in Pittsburgh. Wow. Yeah, that is balmy for Christmas Eve. 58 in Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's 30 degrees warmer than we are right now. I guess we have a cold front right now. We had a warm day. Was it either early December? I think it was like, or late November. It was like 60 degrees, and it fooled us. And that's when I got a little sick, because it got really hot, and then it got really cold. And I remember walking the dog when it was really cold, and I was like, okay, and then I lost my voice a little bit for a week or two, just because it was just cold. And I don't know if he was right or not, Flinner. It's hard to say. That'll be the next big thing, though, that they talk about. Whatever. But So, did anybody get anything good for Christmas so far? If anybody that's watching here, did you get anything good, or did you give anything good? Get me excited about it, because we don't do the present thing too much over here. So I'm just wondering, did anybody get anything good? Like I said, I got my new hockey game from Uncle Ron, so that was pretty exciting. I can't wait to play that. And I got my shirt, and I got a little Grinch tree too. It's a tree about this big, and it has Grinch heads all over it instead of ornaments. It's kind of funny. Um, the person that gave that to me, I'm actually blocked. She blocked me. But I still got the present. So, um, Flinner says he's bringing back the Ratcast. Yeah, with or without me. You can have the Ratcast without me, can you? I guess you could. And I found a whole bunch of Ratcast promos and shows and stuff. I told you, they keep coming up when I go out for walks now. I put on my phone and I have all my music on there. Well, in my music is all the old Ratcast shows. So I'll be walking around and be like, oh, here's a show from 2007 that I did. It's 14 years ago, almost 15 years ago now. So it's funny listening to the old shows. Sportsman Z, good to see you, man. Been watching a lot of your channel lately. I did a very in-depth look at Strat PC baseball, and I came this close to pulling the trigger when it was $26. And I watched your channel to see if I really wanted to buy it or not. I ended up not buying it after talking to Ron about it. And I've been playing action PC baseball. I've been really, really liking that. The Godzilla vs. King Kong blanket. I know you like that. That's a cool blanket. That Godzilla vs. King Kong blanket. I want to lay that out on my couch so you can see it a little bit better instead of folding it up. Bob, Merry Christmas. Did you see my buddy Bob? See my guy here? This is my my elf on the shelf, Bruin style. So that's him here. I don't know where I got this. I got this for Christmas. I'm pretty sure this was a Christmas gift. And I've had it a while, and I just stumbled on him and said, oh, he's been over here. So I got my little Bruins guy here, so I can do that. I almost played some Apple hockey tonight, and I was just like, yeah, it's a lot of setup. Brian, hey, Jerry was just in here, Brian, and I was telling him that we were playing some old Elias on YouTube tonight. My uncle was over the house. He's like, Dave used to play guitar. It was really good. And so we pulled up some old videos, and one of them was us at the rock pile playing Shake Me. That's one that you broke your string, and you were playing my blue guitar. You can't see it, but it's still behind me over here, the blue guitar. And I was telling the people, I says, it's that guitar that he's playing, that's mine. I still got that down here. It's a vintage 80 Ibanez. I still love that thing. I just had it tuned up, and I just don't have the time to play anymore. And I got to come out and see your band. I'm gonna come out and see Bite the Bullet shortly. I think I'm gonna try to get my uncle up there too, because he's always going up to those clubs. A lot of the places that you play, he's always going up there. So I want to get up there and see you guys, and I'll come up and say hi. If you'll have me. And see you guys play again. It'd be good to talk to you. And maybe we can get Jerry down. I came this close to talking to Jerry. I was in Burlington, Vermont a couple years ago, and he was going to come see me in the morning. And he got tied up doing something, and I got really sick. I got my diverticulitis acted up. And I was in a lot of pain. So I ended up just going home. So we didn't connect, but we were like so close to connecting for the first time since like 92. That's like 30 years. It's a long time. Brawler comes in. Hey, Merry Christmas. You played some Apple hockey. Fantastic. Excuse me. Yeah, these are all my Apple hockey cards over here behind me over here on the shelf. And I got to play more. There was someone emailed me today and was just talking about the show. He said, you need to play more Apple hockey. Like, I do. And a few minutes ago, I was talking about this game here, Mr. Brawler, Big Bep Hockey. Okay, Ron got me this for Christmas, and he got the 70-71 season. So I printed this out, and in here, there is a I can't really see it too well, but it's kind of a rare play chart, to lack of a better word. So if you stumble on a rare play, you go there. It is by far the best rare play chart I've seen. It blows away APA. I am going to rewrite the APA rare play book. I'm going to scale it down, and I'm going to rewrite, because I don't like anything on that rare play chart. Hardly anything I like there. So I need to come up with something hockey related. I pretty much rewritten the rules anyway for APA. I play it my way, but I'm going to come up with a rare play chart, and I'll share that with everybody, because I need to make that game better. That APA hockey is so good. I love APA hockey now that I've figured it out and modified it. So Flinner says for Christmas he needs more fury. I need more fury. Yes, he does. Flinner there doing the Diablo 3. That was right, Diablo 3. Yep, we got to do that there. And LK comes in. Merry Christmas. You're playing some Legends of Boxing. That's cool. People are loving that game. I'm just not a boxing guy. I never have been. So I really can't enjoy it, although I'm hearing great things about it. So that's good. Scott, Merry Christmas, Scott. What are you going to say here? The Digital Dice Podcast. We're getting a lot of feedback on the show this week. I don't know what it is. Is we do a show and we have no idea how it's going to go over. And the last couple of shows we thought were okay. And we're getting some really, really good feedback on the last couple of shows. And I guess they actually were pretty good. Sometimes when we talk from the heart and it's just me and Ron talking from the heart, we get the best reaction. And that's what this show was about. And you're right. There's a mystique to the older seasons that you can't follow on TV. And I go back to what Ozzy Osbourne said. He says there was a mystique to the music before MTV. And I use Van Halen as an option. There was no Van Halen. Like you had the tapes and the records and pictures in Hit Parader or any other rock magazine, but there was never any videos of Van Halen you could watch. There was a mystique to that. So if you didn't go to the show, and it was hard to get tickets to a Van Halen show back in the 80s and the 70s, then you didn't see him. And you didn't, you could only see pictures of him. And then MTV come out, and I remember, I think it was Unchained was the first Van Halen video I saw. I was like, wow, I finally saw Van Halen play on that video because I'd never seen him before. So yeah, but back then there was a mystique. Now everything, they throw videos up on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere. So, yeah. So there was a mystique back in the day. In fact, tonight my uncle was over the house, and after we watched some of my old bands, we were trying to find some Alvin Lee. I'd love to change the world, and we had a hard time finding a live video of it because there wasn't a lot of live video taken back then. So there was a mystique. Nowadays, everything's right there for you, and whichever. Jerome, thank you for coming in. You listen to the show when traveling. Yes, you have a happy holiday too. Thanks for listening to the show. And yeah, I think we're up to episode 116 right now. We're doing 2.5 years doing the show, Ron and myself. So it's going pretty well. And as soon as we run out of topics, like I have a list of topics over here in the desk here, and when it comes to mine, I write it down and we talk about it. What do you think? What do you think about that? Yeah. And then we blow through them all, and there's nothing left on the sheet. And it's like, oh man, now what are we going to talk about? We go into the show, and so we'll talk 3 or 4 or 5 times during the week. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? And then one of us comes up with something, or somebody in the community will say something. And I think this week the one we talked about was like telling your friends that, the games that you play, will they understand, when I say, hey, I'm playing a hockey game and I pull this out, it's not actually NHL 22 now, is it? This is something that I got to cut these out and play them on the table. And that's a hockey game. I'm playing a hockey game. And how do you tell people that? And but if you play it, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you look at me like, I don't know what you're talking about here. Rich Jones, thank you for coming in. Merry Christmas. And you're playing some History Maker Baseball. I have that over there. I'm looking at it right now. I can see the box over here. That's actually in Studio A, by the way. This is Studio B. Studio A is right over here. History Maker Baseball probably been sitting there for 6 months. And I need to get to that. And I think once Christmas is over, I think I have Sunday off. Sunday only off. Monday night I'm back to work, and then Tuesday I'm back to a regular schedule. But I'm hoping that I can sit down and at least try to roll a game of History Maker Baseball, because I want to give that a shot. Because I heard it's great, and I do want to give that a shot. But I have this hockey game here, Big Bep Hockey. I need to figure out. And I just started playing actually PC baseball, and I'm kind of addicted to that right now. I've been playing 1980. Enjoying that very much. I've been tweaking that game just to my liking, and I got it right. That's something real nice with Action PC Baseball right now. You love to hear about what we're playing, and when you bring a and so we had a long email from somebody, and that's what I have to do is get back to you because we're going to read some listener feedback on the show next week, I think. And somebody said, I like how you have guests on. I like when you talk topics, and sometimes you like when you just talk. And that was the idea behind the show is we're going to talk. We'll have topics, but then we also want guests, and we can mix them all together. And I think that'd be a nice mix. Because guests every week, we can't always get a guest every week, and I think that would take away from, us talking about things. But if it's just us talking, well, that gets old too. So I like to have a topic. Sometimes we don't. We just chat, and then sometimes we have the guests. And I think it's a nice mix. So thank you for bringing that up because I think we do have a nice mix of what we do on the show. And the thing was with the show, Arnold, thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Thanks for the kind words about the show. Gandalf 970, thank you for coming in and saying hi. So when we started the show, when I talked to Ron, I said, this is what I want to accomplish here. I want to do this, this, and this. I like to have a topic. If we don't have a guest, I want a topic because when I used to listen to podcasts, I like to know what they're talking about. And I always like to hear about what they're playing and their experiences when they play the game, because there would be times that, they'd be like, hey, I played Skyrim, let's say, which is one of my favorite games. And I went to such and such city and I did this. And I could totally relate to that because I was playing Skyrim and doing the same thing. And I liked their stories about their games because I could relate to them. And either I played it or I need to go play it. And so I said, we need to talk about what we're playing because I always like that when I listen to shows. The only problem is when you do the show, you have to play new games. And when I did the video game show, I did it for 10 years with the Game Hounds. And in 11/11/11, never forget that day, Skyrim come out. And I was hooked on Skyrim for about 4 months. And I didn't play anything from November to March. I would say I didn't play anything but Skyrim. And it was hard coming on a show, talking about what you're playing. And every week it was just Skyrim. That's how good that game was. But it didn't make for a good show. And at some point, Edie and might have been Nick at the time was saying, hey, you need to play something different because I know you're enjoying Skyrim, but we have a show to do and you got to talk about something different. So there's always that pressure to play something different, to play something new. And we get that on our show sometimes too. It's like, I need to play something different so I can talk about something different, So LK is spending some time with On Deck Baseball. That it is a very interesting game. There's a lot of fun with On Deck Baseball. There's some things I like about it and some things I don't, but it's a fun game. I kind of wish it was a hockey game. I'd play it more because I'm a very casual hockey game. Craig Walker coming in, another one of my old bandmates. We were playing some of my old band videos on YouTube tonight. We didn't get to the Little White Shape though. We hit 92. A show I did, and 87 a show I did, but we didn't go back to 1985. And that was the Little White Shape tour. I call it a tour. We played one show, but I call that a tour. The 85 tour. Craig was the singer. I put that video up on his Facebook page every once in a while, and he doesn't like when I do that, but I do. P-Jet stops by. Hello, P-Jet. JT, thank you for coming in, JT. You spent $500 on Sky. I want to say $350, maybe $400. And I just bought it again a few months ago. I had it for the 360. That's where I put in the most hours. I got it for the PS4. I played it a little bit. But I have the old Xbox One, not the new Xbox, but whatever the one before that is. They have all these weird names. But I put that upstairs on my new TV, and I realized I didn't have Skyrim for Xbox. Not the new one. And I didn't want to put in the old one. I wanted to get the new one. And I went to buy it digitally, and they still wanted like $40 or $50 for it. So I found a copy on Amazon for $20, and I installed it. So I bought it again. So I have it on the 360, the PS4, and then the Xbox One. And I was playing that again, and I need to play a different character. I always play the same character. But yes, so I'm playing more Skyrim. So I will tack on more hours to that as well, JT. Uh, Gandalf says he did the same with Red Dead Redemption 2. I did not care for that. I liked 1, Red Dead Redemption 1. I played it all the way. It was a very fun open world with the trains and the whole bit, and the challenges were great. I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 2, I think it was the opening scene going through the snow where I spent a half hour of my life walking through the snow. And then to get to the first gunfight. And just there was some things I did not care about it. The whole that if you went out on a mission, you had to ride all the way back to town unless you stopped off and took a taxi, let's call it, the horse and buggy. There's no fast travel. At least there was minimal fast travel. So there was a lot about I probably put 30 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2, and I got to New Orleans, I think, and I was walking around the town, and I went to the theater, and I had fun with it, but I had more fun with Red Dead 1. And I ended up walking away from Red Dead Redemption 2 when something else come out, and I was like, okay, good. I can get away from this because all I did is bitch about it. And I played it a lot, and I kept hoping it would get better. But the idea of feeding your horse and cleaning your horse and all the mundane things and sleeping and washing yourself, that's not what I want in a video game. I want to go out on an adventure on my horse and fight goblins or whatever I'm doing. I don't want to have to worry about feeding myself and eating myself in a video game. So there was a lot to that I just didn't care for. Let's see. Okay, where are you here? He was talking about the cards in On Deck Baseball. Yeah, they're huge. The cards are huge. I got the game right behind me over here. I played a couple of games. I really like it. I'm just not a huge baseball guy, so I don't get a lot of play out of that there. Jerome, you Al Wilson's college seasons for Fast Drive Football. Yeah. Fast Drive Football is fantastic. That's another one. That's this one right here. See that box with no label on? I haven't created a label yet. He got a box on my shelf. There's only a handful of boxes on my shelf, but Al Wilson's got on my shelf with Fast Drive Football. Smelly Wrestling Geek was in a band called Ravage with your brother in high school. That is really cool. Ravage. That's a good name for a band. Java Jack never did finish Skyrim. Really? Skyrim's the only, and this was on the Xbox 360. Skyrim's the only game that not only did I finish, I got a perfect score. I got the 200 gamer points, and that's the only game I've ever got all the gamer points on, and that was Skyrim on the Xbox 360. When I played it again on the PS4, I kind of just played it willy-nilly and just had some fun with it. And even now on the Xbox, I haven't played it in a couple of months, but I just jump on it. I just go around. I love exploring. I even have Oblivion. I want to pull that out again. I remember in Oblivion, I got on my horse and I just rode around the entire map, discovering cities and going on these small quests. And I was like, that was so much fun. It's just a big open world. I really like it. And LK says it makes you want to break out your old Stratomatic college football board game. Yeah, they are separate games, right? The college and the pro and Strat, they are separate games. Scott would like a college football game. There's not many out there. Yeah, there's not many out there at all. I like to watch college football, but I couldn't tell you what teams were good, so I don't play much college football. I just don't. Let me see. Gandalf says you have to get past that, and then it's great. It's a great story. First impressions are the key, and it is. We did a whole show on first impressions, and that goes for video games. It goes for books and everything else. It goes for everything. I put a lot of time into it, and I had some fun with it, but there was a lot of mundane things, and I got away from that. Scott says he wishes Strat still produced one. Yeah, I wish Strat produced a lot of things. I need to go back to Strat. I just recreated a score sheet for Stratomatic Hockey so I can play it like Apple Hockey. So meaning I don't have to count the cards. I can flip a card, mark off a time. So I'm really going to try to work with Strat Hockey because I got a bunch of seasons and I just need to work with it a little bit more and go back and play it. I still love the APA and even inside the crease. In fact, these are all right there. Those are my inside the crease teams that I printed out. That's my payoff pitch. And I got some new storage bins. I went to Target and I got these big, thin, but big storage bins. They were $7. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get a couple. So I'm going to put all my stuff in there. I'm going to organize my stuff after Christmas. Do I play any retro leagues? Do I play in any retro leagues? What do you mean? Do I play in any? I mean, am I in any like online leagues for any of this stuff? No, I just play myself. Excuse me. Once in a while, Ron and I will play something. Rarely, but once in a while, we'll play a game of Strat Hockey, something like that. I think we tried to play Action PC. We couldn't get it to work, but I just play myself because that way there I can start and stop when I want, and I don't have to disappoint anybody by saying, "Hey, I'm busy" or whatever. You know what I mean? I would like to join. They had one in Shootout one time, but it was a little too big of a project. I would join a co-op league where everybody would say, "Okay, we're going to play this game. We're going to play this season." And everybody send in your scores or your stats. I would do something like that where I could just kind of play a handful of games at my own leisure and send them in. And then everybody sends their stuff in and we can kind of see the season grow like that. So you wouldn't have to play every single game. I would absolutely do something like that. Is in a co-op venue. I would, but I don't plan in right now. PJet was in a band called Rogues Gallery. Oh, that was an old. I listened to Rogues Gallery on XM Radio on the old time channel. So yeah, that was a old show. So kind of like Iron Maiden. You know, there was a movie called Iron Maiden. I think I know what the Iron Maiden is, but I think there was a movie called Iron Maiden. Black Sabbath was named after a movie. So Rogues Gallery, that's another good one. The only game we ever finished was Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if I ever finished that. I got to the last part of Ratchet and Clank and I couldn't get it done. I'm not a good game player when it comes to jumping and stuff. When I have to, I can't find my controller here. I had a controller here. I was going to show you the controller. Is it around here somewhere? No, I don't even know. I don't even know where it is now. I had a Xbox 360 controller. Oh, it's over here somewhere. But anyway, when I got to do this, I can't do that anymore. And it sucks to admit, but a few years ago, I realized that I don't have it. I'm always looking down and I'm missing the action. So in Ratchet and Clank, when you have to do a lot of jumping and climbing and doing things, I have a hard time with it. And I love playing some of those games like the Tomb Raider and stuff. And I have a hard time with it. I have a hard time playing the games like this. I don't do a good job with it. So I don't think I ever finished Ratchet and Clank. There's a few games I got right to the last part of the game and I just couldn't finish and I gave up. I was like, I'm not having fun anymore. I was like, I got 90% of the game done and that's good enough for me. Let's see. Going back into the chat here. I can show some of these. I forgot that. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I did a chat. 10 years after doing Going Home from the Woodstock album. I'm not, like I say, I know some of the 10 years after stuff. That's my uncle's favorite song. So we watched that tonight on YouTube. But I don't remember that one too much. Let's see what else going on over here. First and last game I beat was Pitfall 2 on the Atari. Wow, I don't think I ever beat anything on the Atari. In fact, I still have not finished Sonic the Hedgehog, although I have a system now that I can put in unlimited lives. So now there's no excuse. I can go back and beat it because I have unlimited lives now in Sonic. So I just want to get to the end of it. I got pretty far, but I never finished it. So I need to go back and finish Sonic. And we still got his hand-drawn map from the 2600 Pitfall 2. That's interesting. I got somewhere on my table over here. I got the old ice hockey and Pac-Man and I think E.T. I have over here on my shelf somewhere, just kind of as decoration. What do we got over here? What was we got here? Personally, I don't like leagues for sim games because I don't like the deadline. Yeah, own pace and that is true. You know, that's why I would do maybe. I don't want to go head to head with anybody, but I might do a co-op one. And I say, look, give me these 10 games and give me a couple weeks to play them, and I'll send you the stats. I would do something like that. But yeah, if you fall behind or somebody else falls behind, that's what kind of stinks. It's just like, okay, we're waiting for this guy, and I get busy and stuff happens, so I get it. So I get it. And Steve Tower, buddy, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Thanks for another great year of gaming goodness. What am I looking forward to in 2022? Well, I got a couple of things. You talked me into History Maker Baseball, and that's still over there in Studio A. That is on the top of my list of things to do in 2022 is to start playing that, if not sooner. Once the Christmas thing wraps up, I need to get that. It's just I got it, and then like things just happened. I never got to that. So History Maker Baseball. Also, this here, Uncle Ron got me Big Bep Hockey. I put the Bruins logos on here today myself. So I got Big Bep Hockey that I need to learn how to play. That was a gift from Ron. Hockey Bones is another one that I would really. People keep telling me to try Hockey Bones. I watched videos on that. It's a detailed game. There's a lot to remember, but I still want to try it sometime. I do. I want to try that. So there's a few things I want to get. I kind of want to catch up on my pile of shame in 2022. Although I just started falling in love with Action PC Baseball. It just is fun. That season, 1980 season, is really fun. And LK, yes, you avoid a lot of multiplication of reflexes. I used to enjoy Battlefield. I didn't do Call of Duty. I liked the Battlefields. I used to like to I would get in a tank, right, and drive around, and my buddy would get on the gunner seat, and we would drive around the battlefield, and I'd be shooting the big gun, and he'd be shooting the machine gun, and he would take out the guys running around and like the helicopters, and I'd be shooting the other tanks, and we'd run over guys. Oh, that was a good time. Get out and fix it and get back in. So I played a lot of Battlefield, 10 years ago. And now I go in a Call of Duty game, and I just get wasted. It's just not fun. I do like to play some of the single player campaigns. I'll play those there, but I would say hardly ever will you'll ever see me playing online, because I just can't do it anymore. I'm just not that good with it anymore. Let me see here. So P-Jet says he was in 3 play-by-mail leagues in the 90s, and there was always one guy that fell behind. Yep, and sometimes that'll be you, and that's what kind of sucks, is sometimes it'll be you. And then the other guy falling behind, and that's when it kind of stinks. So, but I hear you with that. Let's see what else is going on here. So just reading some of the chat here. What else is here? Oh, Turbo's here. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully, everyone's ready for Santa tonight. Everybody's got their things ready. And LK says he's talking to Steve. Plays basketball game. And you're gonna. Oh, Steve Towers, to play basketball game and buying a 2021 season for Strat History Maker Baseball. Okay, cool. To get some seasons coming up there. Yeah, I'm interested in that play basketball game too. Although I gotta say, I when I watched about a year ago when they did the play basketball game, I really kind of liked the direction they were going with that game. The new one, from what I've seen, I heard it's going to be great, and it probably will be, because everything Play does is really good. I mean, for example, this. This is awesome. This is awesome. When I first got it, I put in my first game, and I played till 1 a.m. It was so good. It is such a good football game. It's a long game, but it is so fun, and I found it to be quite easy to play, especially in basic mode. So I don't doubt the new basketball game is good, but I did like the original basketball game. I kind of liked where they were going with that. And they took a turn from that. They got away, and they rebuilt the thing. So there must have been a reason why. And you just gotta, in Keith we trust. In Bill we trust, in Keith we trust. What else we got going on here for comments? Let me see here. History Maker Baseball. Yeah, what a surprise! History Maker Baseball on the top of your 2022 list. Yeah, he was pretty. I still got the fictional season. I picked up 1980, so I could have somebody that I knew. 80's my kind of like my sweet spot there. So I picked up 1980 for History Maker Baseball. And Gandalf said the same thing, and that's why I did this whole thing, and that's where digital to dice came from. It originally started as a video on YouTube, a video thing on YouTube I was doing, kind of, not categorizing, but just whatever you want, cat or something. Well, it's late here, I forget, but it's just kind of cataloging my going from video games to cards and dice. That's what digital to dice is. It's going from digital, which is the video games, to dice, which is the cards and dice games. So it was following my journey, so to speak, from one to the other. That's how Digital to Dice came about. And then it turned into a podcast rather than, and I did a few videos outside back in 2019 talking about some of the things and something, because it was all new to me at the time. I was like, oh, this is neat and that's neat. But it all come from the fact that I don't have this anymore. And when I got the new basketball game, the new Madden game a couple years ago, and I couldn't pass the tutorial. I mean, to try to take a basket, you have to hit 4 different buttons, R bumper, this, push up, hit that. And I'm looking at the controller and I'm not even looking at the screen. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't hit a basket. And then Madden, spin away from this guy and get in the end zone. All right, what's spin? Okay, B, tackled. Try it again. Tackled. Try it again. Tackled. I failed the tutorial in Madden. So it's like, well, no sense playing the game if you can't get through the tutorial. So, yeah, I hear you on that there. Dean, greetings from Canada. What is the temperature up there? We've been talking temperatures here. It is 27 here. It's been 27 for 24 hours. It hasn't moved. We got people in Florida that it's 50 degrees. I think it was 50 in Chicago. And somebody in Alberta was -2. So we're wondering what the temperature is up in your part of the woods. Let me see. It says it was Halo and Battlefield for me. I think I tried the demo for Overwatch. I didn't like it. And a lot of these games now, they're really fast. It's a faster world than when I was a kid. And the kids nowadays, and I'm not, again, if they're looking for 19 to 50 or whatever it is, I'm not in that target demographic anymore. I'm on the other side of that. So they need to get it faster and faster and faster, and I can't keep up with this stuff. So for me, I like slower and slower and slower. And so I'm out of that loop now. You see, he was Call of Duty. You played out, now we have 50 plus in vision and reflexes. Yeah, they're not. In fact, my wife, up until probably 6 years ago, we would play zombies every night. We would play Call of Duty Zombies. We had another couple that we played with, and we would play. I'd get out of work on a Saturday. We have dinner, and I'd sit down, and I'd be downstairs, and she'd be upstairs, and we'd connect with these people at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night. And we'd play zombies for 3 or 4 hours. Every Saturday night, we play zombies. And once in a while during the week, too. But every Saturday night, that was our thing, was playing zombies together. And that was really fun. Apachata comes in. Yes, I knew you would like the hat. I knew you would like that. And again, you bought, thanks. You bought second seat because of my video. Then you laminate it all and use a football helper. Yeah, I used a football helper too for that. I originally I kept it on a piece of paper at first, just wrote down, the down and the distance where I was and what happened. But it is a lot better and funner keeping it on the pro football helper, because it keeps all your stats for you too. And you can pause at any time and save it and walk away. So that football helper is fantastic, and it works great for a game like Second Season. And I've used that, like I say, for Solitaire Pro Football, which I really, really like too. Which I think Second Season's deeper because it's got a bigger book and more things can happen. So anyway, let's see. PJ, I hope you like I hope I like it too. So far, I've liked all the play games that I played. Hockey Blast, I have a love-hate relationship with. In fact, I was going to pull that up the other day. I want to play that. I got some of the Olympic teams there, or the international teams, so I want to do that. I also got 86 for Hockey Blast. So I'm going to play some Hockey Blast on the channel too here. It's just a matter of printing out some of the cards. And King Twan Gaming comes in. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Hopefully you're having a good day. As I talked about earlier on the show, chronicling. Yeah, maybe that's the word I was looking. I would chronicle everything and I want to say categorize, but that's not it. Cata something. It's when you, I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what it is. It's just been a long day. Catalog. I think it's catalog. Cause I photo everything and keep track of everything I do in my life. And I just kind of catalog everything. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Let's see here. Java Jack, what are you saying here? I've been daydreaming a lot about building a PC implementation of Slater's pen and paper football. Quick league mode because it seems quite simple, but it turns out to be not so simple. Yeah. sometimes things look kind of easy, like, oh, because I registered a couple of URLs myself, and I says I was going to design a simple football game and a simple hockey game. And I started to sit down with the football game, and it's like, oh wow, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to, and every time you think you got it, there's some little quirk that happens. It's like, well, that screws up this here. So yeah. And yes, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much. And yes, check out the Football Helper. It is great. It's all set, ready to go. You do have to install the season. It's all there, but there's a couple of steps you got to do to install it. But once you do, you're set to go. It is a piece of cake. I think what you got to do is you go into the main folder to like the NFL folder, and you just got to take the schedule out and put it into active replays. And then the same thing with the schedule, put it into active replays. And then you just tell the game. Oh, yeah, I think you set up the season in the game first. Say, I want to play X season. Here's all the teams. Here's the divisions. It sets it up. You drop in those 2 files, and you're done. There's a little bit of work, but none of it's really difficult, and it's all there. You are enjoying Strat PC basketball. Bart, I have that, and it started to not work for me. The animation started to chug. Like before, it was good. You could see the shots. There was a little bit of animation. I was having some fun with it. You could see the ball passing around, and then it was like the ball just went like that. And then the guy took the shot, and I was like, what happened? It's freezing up on me. And it got to a point where it became unplayable. And I was like, I don't want to play this. It's not fun. So then I shut off the animation, and I've just been doing the cards and dice port, which Ron's been doing. And I found that there's really not a lot of decisions to make, not enough decisions to make. I did a lot of watching. And as much as I like to watch and broadcast the game, I found that was one game that I had a hard time with Strat PC basketball. So I haven't done much with that. LK hasn't played a Madden in 5 years. It got too complicated. And I know, even the hockey game, you can play a basic mode of it. But it's so I tried to go online and play the 2-button mode, and you get wiped out, at least in the hockey, because everyone's using all the special skill sticks and all this other stuff, and they wipe the flow with you because you just can't keep up with just pass and shoot. You need all the other things to compete online, and I don't have that. See, turn-based video games, and yeah, turn-based are fun because you can take your time. And that's what I loved about when I first started playing the action PC football and stuff like that, is that there's no clock. You can sit there and you can take 10 minutes picking whatever play you want to do and then do it. And you can get up and walk away and nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. You can you can just take your time and just at your own pace and play as fast as you want. So yeah, so when I come over to the the action PC games first, and then some of the strat games and some of the other games, and even now the cards and dice, there's no hurry. I play at my own pace, and I love the inside sports games now. I play upstairs, my little tablet. I play Inside Blitz. I play a game every night. Right before I go to bed, I'll play a game, and just I'll have like YouTube on or something, and I'll just be playing a game. I'm playing 1991 season. I'm playing every single game. I got one game to go in week 1. It's taken me a long time, but I'm just chipping away at it. I'm in no hurry. And that game there, again, you can take forever to call a play. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, the games move too fast. There's. I used to love first-person shooters. They were called, where it was just a screen. Now, when I do first person, I get motion sickness. So I need third person, which it's behind the guy, So this is third person mode right here. Is you're behind the guy, So you see your guy moving around, so it orientates me and it doesn't make me sick. I can't watch anybody else play it. I have actually thrown up at people's houses because, like, hey, watch me play this game. And I'm sitting there watching them play it. I'm like, and I've thrown up. I get motion sickness, and I've actually thrown up. So I hear you on that. Bob's Tabletop. Merry Christmas to you. And yes, into the chat room. Yes, thanks for stopping by. A little Christmas Eve stream here tonight. Just kind of saying hi to some people. Just keeping it kind of low key tonight. Let's see here. Ho ho ho, Emily. Thanks for coming by. Steve, any recommendations of turn-based video games? So Steve's still here. Maybe he can help you out. That's some of his favorites here. Am I going to stream History Maker Baseball? Yes, absolutely. I will once I learn it. I'm not going to. What I like to do is play a little bit first, so I can at least get it flowing, and then I like to do a first look video of everything that I do. Because for me, even me personally, I like to go back after I played a game for a while and look at my first couple of videos and see how far I've come with the game. See if my opinions have changed. See if anything that I got stuck on, I'm not stuck now on, or anything that I like, I still like, or don't like, I do like. You know what I mean? So I like to go back and look at some of my earlier videos and say, "Wow, yeah, my first impression of this was wrong, or my first impression was right." You know, it really was. Todd B, thanks for coming by. You're playing a special replay basketball game, 92 Olympic Dream Team versus the 2020 NBA All-Stars. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. I played that. I played South Park Fractured But Whole. Yep, I did play that. Is that the Stick of Truth? I played the first one all the way through. I don't know. I didn't get the second one. I think the Stick, was it? I forget which one was which, but I played the first South Park one. And that was okay. I had trouble with the fart. Not gonna lie. When you went into the bathroom and had to fart, I couldn't fart. I could not do it. It was one of those things, and I push here, and I did. I said, "Come on, dude, you got to fart." And I'm like, I got so I had to walk away. It's like, here we are. I'm stuck. I'll never. And you had to do it. And if you didn't do it, you couldn't continue on with the game. And so that's another one of those things where the controller was really difficult for me to get it down and get it working. So let's see who else is here in the chat. Cataloging chronologically. Yeah, maybe that's it there. I think catalog is the word I'm looking for. I'm just, when you get to my age, you forget some things. I went into the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru a couple of mornings ago, and I usually get the turkey sausage sandwich or whatever it is. And I said, no, I'm going to get bagel and cream cheese today. And I pull up to the window, and she goes, here's your bagel and cream cheese. Like, well, no. I said, I didn't get a bagel and cream cheese. I got the sandwich. She goes, oh, I thought you ordered the bagel and cream cheese. And I went, I did order bagel and cream cheese. From the time it took me to drive around to the window, I had forgot what I ordered. Oh, boy. Welcome to old age. You like the red hat? Yep, I do too. I like the red hat. Another Legends of Boxing. Oh, boxing PC game. Yes, people have been talking about that all the time. Thank you, Amelia. Did anybody ever play the old Status Pro Sports Illustrated Status Pro Football? They're probably the most time-consuming DK game I've ever played. Individual cards for every single player. See that I don't need that. Yeah, and I was gonna get the Apple Football, and Ron's talking to me about that. He said I would love it. I probably would. Two things though with the Apple Football. One, they don't have a lot of seasons that I want to play. And two, they're so expensive because everyone is carded. Every lineman, it's like, you don't need to spend all the money on carding linemen. ID was right with that. When ID did his video rant on Apple Football, when he said, these are the only cards you need. You need the quarterback, the receiver, and the running back. And everyone else you never need. And he was exactly right. So there's a lot of money in Apple Football. Those seasons, they're over $100 for a season. And it's because you're printing so many cards, hundreds of cards that you just will never use. So that's why I haven't gotten into that. And they don't have many seasons that I want to play anyway. Have I played Second Season Express? Having two options to play games, why I really love Second Season. I have played I bought it. I bought both at the same time. And I bought it because I wanted to play Second Season Express. That's what I thought I'd be playing more of because it plays faster. And I thought, sometimes I like to play more games, volume rather than quantity. Quantity rather than quality, whatever. So I played Second Season first, and I had a hard time with it. It was my first time playing. I was like, whatever. Then I pulled out the full Second Season, and smooth as silk. It was such a smooth game to play Second Season to a point where Second Season Express is just a shortened version of it, and I think Second Seasons Express is more complicated. And I only say this because you're jamming a bunch of plays into one segment, so there's all kinds of variables and rules for that roll to make it work. Whereas in the regular game, you roll, you look, is this guy a 1 or a 2? Yes or no. Here's what happens. You're done, and it's nice and clean and easy. Whereas as the Express, you do the check, but because you're packing so much in there, there's all these extra things you got to be aware of. Maybe I'm describing it wrong, but for me, it just seems like I would rather play the second season full game. I find it to be more fun. I find it to be easier. The Express is fine. And I just played Oakland and Tampa Bay 1976. Tampa Bay actually held the lead in the third quarter, and then Oakland come back and won by 2 touchdowns in the fourth. And it was fun. But again, you got to read it, and it's like, well, if this, then that, and double check this, because there's a lot more going on in the Express version, because you're trying to solve so many things at the same time rather than just one play, if that makes any sense. Let's see in the chat room here. What else we got here? Stick of Truth was first. Okay, that's the one that I played and finished. And that was okay. It was a turn-based game. At the time, I wasn't big into turn-based games, but I still enjoyed it. I should go back now and try it out. Gandalf, his turn-based game was Civ 6. PJet. Oh, Sean, I didn't see you here. Good evening. Happy holidays to you. Thanks for coming by, Sean. Thank you so much. And Highlight says, I always use the NHL 4 settings for every new season. I try to use that when I play the new NHL games, and again, it's not quite as fun. It doesn't work very well. So, LK, check out the old XCOM games. I heard they were pretty good. Just don't get attached to your squad members. Yeah. Yeah. Did I recover from my 16-inning action PC game? Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, so if those of you guys don't know, I've been playing Action PC, so I streamed a game opening day, Reds and Braves, and it was a fun game. Reds won, whatever. And then offline, I played Boston, Milwaukee, because I'm going to stream some and play some. I'm really enjoying it, by the way. So I'm learning it still and getting my settings right. So I played Boston, Milwaukee. And I started late. I started, midnight or so. And I think Al was doing something. So I was watching Al while I was playing. And it went into extra innings and then extra innings. It was 1 a.m. and it's 15 innings. I'm like, will this game just get over? I want to go to bed. And I know you can save it in the whole bit, but it's like, I'm here. Let's just finish it. It was 105. And they got a guy on first and third. Cecil Cooper comes up, and I said, the hell with it. I did a suicide squeeze because he had a very high bunch rating, and the suicide squeeze worked, and the Brewers won the game in 15 innings, right? So that was the first part of it. So then the next day, I decided to stream it. Okay, this was offline. The Brewers Red Sox, it was offline. I decided to stream the Action PC baseball game it was Cleveland, California. And that went 16 innings, and I was streaming that, and I was just like, would somebody please win this game? And finally, Rod Carew hit a single, and he scored somebody in the game, and the 16th inning was finally over. So I played 3 games of Action PC baseball, and 2 have gone 15 innings or more. That's just kind of how it goes, Turbo, same on first person shooters. My brother plays them all the time. I can't watch. Yeah. I mean, I have to be really far away from the TV. The TV's got to be really small and I can watch some of it. But if I'm in a room, if I were to sit on my normal couch and play and someone else was controlling it, I run in the bathroom and I throw up. So where else are we at here? I already saw these here. You played previous version of Civ, wasn't I never played the Civ. I never played any of the Civs. And he loves Status Pro Baseball. Okay, that's one. I'll try that at some point. I haven't tried that yet. Glenn, Good to see you, Glenn. Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're getting ready for whatever it is that you guys do on Christmas. So I got my elf on the shelf here. He's ready to go. I found him here. I don't have a name for him, but there's no name in the back either. But I found him here. I think that was a Christmas gift that I got. Bob's Tabletop Sport. The nice thing about second season express versions that you can play it through. And if it's close in the last quarter, you can pull out the full game and play. Yeah. Yeah. And even the fast drive football, too. If you wanted to, you could start off with fast drive football for the first half, jump in the History Maker for the third, and then the Express. I mean, the Express for the third, and then go into the fourth quarter full. Yep. And I was going to try to do that, too, is maybe play the Express for a few quarters and do the fourth quarter full. But the second season is just so. I want to play the whole thing. I know it's a long game, but you want to play the whole thing. You just do. And when the Pro Football Helper, it is beautiful. Jim, anyone tried Inside Blitz on Windows 11? No. In fact, I purposely am not going to upgrade because I had a heck of a time getting. I can't even get the hockey game to run on my new tablet. I can get the football game, the baseball game, the basketball game. I don't know if I tried the golf yet, but I got all three of those working, no problem. The hockey game kept crashing, so I had to get the old version of the hockey game, and that works, but it's the older version. But no, those games are very finicky. They're really designed for Windows 7 or before, so I hope they update those games. They're really fun. I'd love to see them update them so that we could sim them and it'd be a little bit more stable. But they are what they are. But I enjoy the Inside Sports games. But no, I won't go to Windows 11 just for that reason. And you can't get the demo to play. Yeah, if you go online, and I had this on one of my laptops, I couldn't get it to work, and I searched it, and I reinstalled all the. I found the files and put them in and gave them the permissions, and I did everything they asked for, and it finally did work. But it was such a pain in the neck. It really was. This machine here, it worked first time. So, but that's why they have the demo though. And that's what I like about it. They have the demo so you can try these things. And if it doesn't work, then you're not out any money. You just say it's not working. And if you can get it to work within the 5 days, then great. But if not, then just move on to the next game. Blood Bowl 2, boy, that's a football game that I was looking at. They kept having those sales on PS4, I think, for Blood Bowl 2. I never got it. It looks interesting, but when I play those games, I want to play a football game, and it's a football game, but it's not. You know what I mean? And so I never pulled the trigger on it because it just looked kind of crazy. Like one of my I loved my NHL '94, but now if you remember what the heck was that hockey game up there? Oh, looking right at it. Mutant Hockey League. That's what it is. Mutant Hockey League for the Sega Genesis. I hate it. I got a copy of it because it's a rare game, and I collected all the Sega hockey games, but I hate it. It's just not hockey. I want to play hockey, and it's not hockey. And I can never get in the mindset that it's not a hockey game. Just like Blood Bowl. I couldn't play it like a turn-based game because I'm expecting to play football, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Jim tried to copy the file system folder, but the form still got that error. Keep searching on that because there is a way to get it to work. It's just downloading the file, putting it in a certain folder, like the WoW folder or something like that, the sys WoW, I think it was, and then you got to do something in like the command prompt to register it. It was a pain in the neck, but I eventually got it to run. I did. The only thing about the football demo, though, holy cow, is that you get the Colts and the Saints, and if the Saints kick off, they don't have the right kicker selected. So you have to. And I was getting error messages. I'm like, oh my gosh, I still can't get it to run after all this. But it wasn't the game; it was the kicker was wrong. So you got to put in a different kicker for the kickoff, and then you're fine. And someone else had that too. And I said, yep, same thing happened to me in the demo. Is if the Saints kick off, they don't have the proper kicker selected. You got to select a different kicker. So just go to the name and click on a different kicker, then you can kick off. But it's a bad oversight because that left a sour taste in my mouth. It really did. Um, let me see. 3 games, 40 innings seems like a lot. Yeah, it was. Um, that's just the luck of the draw, I guess. And I was gonna have Ron come in and just say hi, but he's dozing off. But Ron, Merry Christmas and thank you so much for my hockey game here. I got my Bruins printed up, Big Bet Hockey. Thank you so much. But I didn't know if you wanted to come on. Just say hi because I know people would like to say hi. So that's no problem if you're snoozing away. Congrats to all the parents who made it through another season of Elf on the Shelf. Yep. You know, I think it's kind of cool. I don't have kids, but I can see the it's just something different. You know, you sit and you put him here and you can't touch him and he's watching over the kids. I think it's an interesting idea. I really do. Um it's harmless fun, and I see what people do, and they put them in different places with things like that, and it's fun watching them what the parents do with them. So I gotta say that yeah, congratulations. I think that's really kind of cool. I do. I know it's kind of hokey, kind of corny, but I do like it. Highlight has the same problem with motion sickness. Yep, it's a shame that you have to take Dramamine to play certain video games. Yeah, that's kind of why I stopped. That's the great thing about Skyrim is you can click a button, go in and out, and sometimes I like to fight in first person mode, and then I'll click away and I'll walk around in third person mode. So I really like that. Instead of Alpha on the shelf, is that Bruin on the bench? Yeah, behind me over here. That's Bob Ewer behind me. He's on the bench over here. Um, the elf yeah should be named Puck, huh? I don't know. I don't know. He's a blonde guy. You know what I mean? He's kind of I don't know. I think he's Swedish actually. I think he's from Sweden. So I don't know. I got to come up with a Swedish name for him. I would think. Um, and Sep running out of ideas after multiple seasons. There you go. And let's see what else we got here in the chat room here. Tom Dempsey. Yeah, I still love watching that video with Dempsey hit that field goal. It just got over the bar. And it's funny how the officials went down on the goal line. They must have been thinking to themselves, we're wasting our time coming down here. But that kick made it that day. Just squeaked over the bar, and good for him. And it was against the Lions, right? That was against the Lions. And then they broke the record against the Lions. That just pointing that out. And Ron's just kind of chilling out here, listening tonight. Thanks for coming in, Ron. And thank you so much for the game, Ron. That was I was surprised. I got this morning. It's like Merry Christmas in my inbox. I was like, this is awesome because I've been talking about trying that game, and he got it for me. That was really kind of cool. Let's see, Turbo. What do you got here, Turbo? You've gone all in on Strat PC. You picked up all 4 and having lots of fun with the Strat Hockey Canada Cup exhibition game. Ended up playing true to life, 6-5 Canada win the winning leg. That's kind of neat. I was look. They get the season sale for that. But you got to buy 3. That's the thing. You got to drop another $60, you know. But I was thinking about getting the greatest heroes or what it is. There's 2. There's a heroes and a greatest players set for Strat on the PC. I thought about maybe getting the greatest the greatest set and then putting together a couple of teams and playing because I got the cards for them. I bought the cards. I haven't done anything with them yet. But it would be kind of fun to combine some different guys from different ages and different teams, and like Clint Benedict being the goalie and stuff like that if he's on there, and it might be kind of fun, to assemble some teams and play. I usually don't play that way, but that might be kind of fun. I came this close to getting the Strat PC baseball, and I didn't, and I've been doing the Action PC baseball. I'm really, really liking the Action PC baseball. I like the customizing that I'm doing, and I can change the colors and move it. And there's so much you can do with it. And the baseball, even though it was $26, I would have to buy the color pack and then the ballpark pack and then a season. Now I'm up to $100, and it's like, yeah, man. So I didn't get the baseball. I get real close to it, and I think someday I will. I should have got it for $26 just to try it, just so I can say I tried it. And then if I like it, I can do more. Because that's what I did with the football. I got the football when it was $22, and I tried it, and it was like, oh, this is great. So when the new one come out, I got the new one. But at least I got to try it first, so I knew what I was getting into. But yeah, the Strat PC games are fun. I like the football, I like the hockey. I don't have the baseball. The basketball, is okay. It's okay. That's what it is. Turbo. So you got football and hockey cards and dice. Probably get hoops and baseball next. Oh, there you go. So you get into the strat stuff. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. LK says you would hated Mirror's Edge. I saw my friend of mine was playing that. Yeah, I couldn't play that either. That's all over the place. I want to get back here to the beginning. There's a few people here back at the beginning I wanted to say hi. Jay was here for a little while. Tebow stopped in and said hi. My buddy John at the hockey rink stopped in. Yeah, there's Bill with a cool elf. Oh, look at him all dressed up there. Let me see who else was here. RJ was here for a bit. Quig was here. John was here. Say Merry Christmas. Jeremy, he was down there when it was 67 degrees. Jerry, my old bandmate, was here. Brian, my old bandmate, was here. Jan got me this shirt, so she was here. So I want to say hi to that. Bob was here. Bears Den, RF. We had a lot of people here early on. Oh, Phil stopped in too. So, and as funny as I can tell the people that listen to Digital to Dice or watch YouTube because I'm Uncle Dave. And like my hockey friends and relatives, I'm not Uncle Dave. Usually. Bears Den was 50 in Chicago. We had talked about that. Oh, Replay Gamer stopped by. That's right. He likes the Santa shirt. Thanks so much. And yes, this is a medium. It's a little big, but it's a medium. So I mean, it's gonna be huge on me, right? No, it is big, but it's not a medium. Maybe it is. I don't know. Eddie Ballgame stopped by to say hi, and thank you for the. Like I said, we've got Ron and myself gotten a lot of compliments from you guys about the show and the videos, and it means a lot because we do these things, and we like to think that we're showing games off and helping people decide if they want to buy the games, giving the pros and cons of it, showing how it works. I like that. If I'm going to get a game, I like to see how it works. Like, just give me an idea what I'm going to get into here. And if it's something I'm remotely interested in, I'll get it. And sometimes it's like, yeah, that's nothing I want to do, so I don't get it. And yeah, my aunt stopped by tonight, and we're going to see them tomorrow. And H2O stopped in. And he says fleece is the way to go because I said this was a thin shirt and I was kind of cold outside. Let's see what else we got here. Flynn, yep, the Ratcast, it might be back for the new year. We're talking about doing some a hockey show on Wednesday night, so we might be getting back into that. Something I did for a while. Brad was 52 degrees in Florida. Sportsman Z dropped by here. And yeah, I got Jan a Godzilla vs. King Kong blanket. It was really nice. It's a big throw that goes on the couch. Bobby stopped by. Brian was my old guitar player. He's still playing in bands. Good to see Brian still playing in bands up in New Hampshire. I need to go see him. Brawler stopped by. He wants me to play some more Appa hockey, and he's playing Appa hockey. Yes, I will. Love Appa hockey. Love Appa hockey. And I was talking, I'm going to redo the rare play chart. I'm going to create my own rare play chart is what I'm going to do. It's just a matter of sitting down and going over it. And it doesn't come up often, but 2 or 3 times a game, maybe 1 or 2, maybe I'll roll the dice and I'll get a rare play instead of a neutral zone face off. And I want something hockey. I don't want to go to the rare chart and find out that it was intercepted by the left wing. And that can happen in Appa. It's not really a rare play. So I'm going to I might pick out some of my favorite rare plays from Appa, but I'm going to create my own. Big Bep, the rare play chart in Big Bep is awesome. Awesome. I don't know if I should give away any of these or not. I don't know if I'll get in trouble. I should read one though. Aside from like breakaways and stuff like that, but they got some really cool things. A player collides with an opponent. Both are injured for the period. I mean, that's a rare play. I will do that. There's another one here where it's a long shot from center ice that the goalie has to save. I think that's pretty damn cool. There's another one where the coaches are mad and that the game heats up and penalty ratings are increased. I mean, that's rare plays that that happens, and I like that. I do. And the hockey blast rare plays, they're not bad, but again, sometimes you do all this rolling on a rare play, and it's like he loses the chin strap. That's not what I want out of a rare play. Not all of them are like that, but it happens a couple of times. Let's see. Scott jumped in a little while ago. Jerome said hi. Rich Arnold was in here. Gandalf and LK have been having a good little chat here. And of course, Mr. P. Jet, the second biggest Seals fan in the world, is here. JT was here talking Skyrim with us here. That was kind of fun. Craig was my very first singer. Craig Walker on Facebook. He was my very first singer. We were 17 years old, and Craig, 17 or 18, Craig was singing in my band. SWG, Smelly Wrestling Geek, was in playing some on-deck baseball. That's a fun game. It's very unique, too. Very unique. I'm just not a huge baseball guy. That's why I don't play it more. But it is a very good game. Java Jack was talking some Skyrim with us tonight. Who else was in here tonight? And Highlight Heyday. He said he beat Pitfall 2. We were talking about that earlier. Who else was in here? Oh, of course, Steve Tara was in here. And we've been talking about what we're playing in 2022. Turbo stopped by to say Merry Christmas here. And that, as I was talking about earlier, Apachata too. Don't want to forget him. Dean stopped by from Canada. Thanks for coming by, Dean. Bart is playing some Strat PC basketball. And Bob stopped by. Emily, ho, ho, ho. Sorry, Amelia. Sorry, I looked real, it's small on my screen. I called it Emily. I'm sorry, it's Amelia. I'm sorry about that. I thought it's from a distance at Emily. I was like, it's just ho, 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 because I get a niece, Emily, so I thought it was her. Sorry about that. That eyes are getting old. King Chuan Gaming stopped in tonight. And who else was in here tonight? And I was talking about, this is my favorite time of Christmas. Like, it's getting to be the sweet spot now. 11 to midnight, Christmas Eve. Everyone's in bed. You know, the wife's in bed. Everything's put away. The house is still a little bit messy from the crowd we had tonight. And usually I would sit in front of the TV and just watch an old Christmas movie or something Christmassy. And it was just like decompress, just relax, kick the feet up. You know, Christmas is kind of, you know, we're halfway through it. We don't do a big Christmas morning anymore, but it was always my favorite time, you know. And I remember one time driving home, actually from here. I think we weren't living here at the time. We were living 20 minutes south of here, and I remember we were here at our parents' house, you know, in this town, and we drove home. And I remember driving down the highway, and there were houses on the highway, and it was midnight ish, you know, 11, 12. And there were still people kind of up sitting at you could see them like through the window on the highway, sitting at their kitchen table with the light on, just kind of chilling. And it was really fun driving home down the highway, just looking at the houses and people just kind of in their houses, again, decompressing, just relaxing. And it was and I remember coming when we finally get home and we did the same thing. We just sat in front of the TV. It's like, yep, this is kind of like the adult time for New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, just chilling here. It's a nice feeling. And I always like to put on an old black and white movie and watch it, and just kind of just take an hour and just soak it in and not have a care in the world for about an hour. And that's what I did. No, you know, no running around or craziness or whatever. Just chilling out here. Jim stopped in. And I don't know who this guy is. I'm going to have to block this guy. I heard he's a real jerk. He stopped by. Glenn stopped by and say hi. Apple was talking about Tom Dempsey. Yep, he was. Oh, I didn't see this here. SDG, thanks for coming by. Merry Christmas. Yeah, you're out there on the western side of the country, so it's still kind of early out there. You're probably still having your Christmas Eve festivities out there, I would think. And you're having some fun out there. Santa's on his way out there. Let me see. He's still off the coast out here. He's still somewhere over the Atlantic. He hasn't quite got here yet. You know, and that's the other thing is I couldn't figure out. Watch the clip and you see Alex Karras laughing at them lining up the kick. Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and watch that again. The Tom Dempsey kick. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Whatever happened to the Apple like hockey game guy? Oh, that I still have that. That's over in Studio A. Yeah, the two-door hockey game. I never did that. That's another thing on my list that I got to learn how to play. I never learned how to play that game. It's very Apple-like, but again, it's something you got to learn. So I mean, every time I have to learn a game, I know it's time. It's a time thing. So it's like I can't just like pull it out. Oh, I get 20 minutes. You can't do that. You need a few hours to say, okay, the wife doesn't need me, or I get the day off from work, or whatever. But I have a block of time that I can sit and pull this out and try to figure it out. So that's what I need for History Maker Baseball. That's what I need with Big Bep, and that's what I need with that game there. But I only have the one season there. So, but I will play that, and I will get some gameplay here on the channel. K-Fan has stopped by here. Enjoyed my videos this year. Thank you so much, K-Fan. The 77-78 NHL replay was awesome. Yeah, it was. That was fun. Myself and Al and Ron chipped away at that, and we did the whole playoffs there. It took longer than I thought it would, but it was kind of neat how it worked out. Canadians almost got bumped up by the Rangers, but they got by them, and then the Bruins had a lead on them. The Canadians come back and won the series. That was fun. I had fun the other day too. I did the 69-70 playoff replay with Shootout EZ, and it took a little over an hour and a half maybe tops. And St. Louis got by the Bruins in that one. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's on the old Diamond Mine rare unusual play chart. That would include crazy things like Canseco ball off the head for a home run. Yeah, see, that's what I'm going for. Is I want rare things that actually happen in a hockey game. Okay, again, I don't want to go to the rare chart and, like I say, someone's skate falls off. Maybe, but a lot of times it was like after everything I did, it ends up on the stick of the left wing. Not so much a rare play. And I don't want rare plays to dominate the game, but when something comes up, like it was perfect there. Long shot from center, bouncing in on the goalie has to make the save. I think that's beautiful. That's like perfect. That's a rare play. You're gonna throw it in, maybe it comes off the glass, takes a funny hop, goes toward the net, can the goalie make the save? Things like that. There's another one that if the player is an A rating player, he scores an immediate goal, and then maybe scores a second or something like that. So things like that, and shootout hockey has that too, where they have a rare play which if you score a goal, you flip to see if you score. If you score, then you score two, like back to back, so you can get back into a game in a hurry. So I think things like that, that's what I'm looking for. Charles, thanks for coming by. Good evening and Merry Christmas. Hopefully you had a good day and a good night, and hopefully you're all ready for tomorrow. I purposely come on, like I say, right around this time because this is my downtime. So I kind of figured some people might be, wrapping up their things and just kicking back tonight. Just want to come in and chat and say hi. It's always been my favorite time. We had people leave around 9 o'clock or so. They left. And so I was like, well, I'm going to wait a little bit. So what's it now? Almost 11 now. Yeah, so I get on about 9:30. I get on a little bit earlier than I thought I would, but yeah. Yeah, getting ready for midnight mass for my old church online. Yep, cool. Yep, there was a lot of people that used to go to midnight mass. Not so much around here, in our family anymore. But yeah, that was the thing. Mark is here from Syracuse. What's the weather out there? We heard it was 50 in Pittsburgh. It's still it's 28 now. Went up a degree. It's been 27 for 24 hours out here. It was -2 in Alberta. One of the people jumped in here from Alberta. Florida's in the 50s and 60s, as we kind of figured. Chicago was in the 50s, I think. And so interesting to see what it's doing in Syracuse. I would say Syracuse is probably 31. I would say it's that. It's probably a little bit between us and Pittsburgh there. And Mark said he's played Strat, Appa, Shirko, title bout. Nice. What is baseball? I'm assuming baseball. Are you a baseball guy? Hi, Al. Check your Facebook, Al. And Apachata's still with us here. Merry Christmas to Al. And Justin, we had someone else that was in from Pittsburgh, and they said, oh, it was 58. Yeah, he said it was between 50 and 60. So, yeah. So yeah, it's a heat wave out there. I would have taken 58 today. It's twice as as it is out here. It's 28 right now. It's kind of cold. So when we set up, the only good thing about it being 28 degrees is that we could put a lot of stuff outside. So she was like cooling pies outside, and we put like water. I even put milk out on the deck for if anybody wanted to make a drink. And it's not going to go bad out there. 58, it would not be good. You wouldn't want milk and ice out on the deck and stuff like that. But it was cold enough that we used it for an extra refrigerator today. Except we kept putting the dog out because the squirrels were coming close to the food. They were like, "Well, look at that! It's Christmas, right?" So we kept putting the dog out, and the dog would keep the squirrels away. So we put him to work today. We did. Let's see. Forecast is low 80s in Tennessee. Wow, that's pretty hot. 48 in Minnesota. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's still 20 degrees. Warmer than us. It's cold out here. But it wasn't that windy. That's the thing. The other day was I took the dog out. It was windy out. That's when I get sick, is when we get the December cold and the wind. And I walk the dog, and I come in, and the wind whips around. It goes right to my throat, and then it's like, yep, there goes my voice for 2 weeks. And that's what happened this year. I walked the dog in the cold, and I got the voice went for 2 weeks. Just how it goes. I can count on that every year in either December or January, taking a dog on a cold walk. And again, so I'll have to pull out my my elf on the shelf guy here, the Boston guy. I got this for a gift for Christmas, I think. I don't know if the wife gave that to me or my uncle, one of the two. Let's see. All right, Glenn, thanks for coming by. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I just want to kind of say hi to some people tonight. Anyone with good tabletop Christmas traditions? That's a good question, Justin. Actually, does anybody do anything with tabletop Christmas? I know some people back in the day would, they would do board games, like they do Monopoly on New Year's Eve or something like that. I know we used to play. Sometimes we play Xbox back in the day when we were older. 49 in Georgia right now. How about that? Syracuse is 31. 31 degrees in Syracuse. In case did I hit it? I said 31. Did I hit that on the nose? Am I in the Showcase Showdown? and you get a few inches of snow too. That's for some reason that's coming through on my other thing here. It's not coming through in the live chat. Oh, how is that? You haven't started it yet. We bought Hunt the Killer. I've seen a few of those games that are like that. Where is that the one you get in the mail and you try to solve it like that? Is that the one you get in the mail and send it back? Because I've seen some things like that where like a group of people try to figure out something, and that look really cool. I was like, ooh, that looks kind of fun to do something like that. I have a couple of little board games I got that are like solve the clue, or get the clues and solve the puzzle type of game. I haven't played them yet. Scattergory. I love Scattergories. Scattergories is fun. We used to play that all the time when I was a couple of my bandmates were in here earlier. We used to have parties at my apartment, and we would play Scattergories. It's like a movie with the letter B or something, and you try to find something unique. That was really fun. Yes, you get it in the mail. Let me know how it is. So, yep. So, yeah, I've seen advertisements for that. Just haven't done it. The C stand for Christmas. Tonight it does. Tonight it stands for Christmas. And the B stands for have a very Merry Christmas. That's my B right there. It's my Elf on the Shelf Bruins. Or it could be in Striper, right? He's got the Striper. So maybe I put a Striper logo on it and he's in Striper. I think that'd be kind of cool too. Hey Dave, waiting for Al Red Sox fan to get the Christmas Cup horse racing going like last year. Is that the one where he did the 6-mile race and Ron yelled at him? Is that the one he did the 6-mile race and Ron's like, you can't run a 6-mile race? And Al was like, "Why is this race taking forever?" Because he set it up for like 6. It was like the Indianapolis 500. The poor horses were coming around. The hell with the devil. Yes, yes, it is. Turbo said 52 at 10 o'clock in Chicago. Yeah, Chicago was warm tonight. We had a couple people here from Chicago, and they were saying it was up there. And tomorrow's the infamous 85-86 Celtics Christmas Day game against the Knicks. Is that the one where I want to say Dr. J? Somebody hit a shot at the buzzer. Was that the one that I saw? 'Cause I remember watching the Celtics on a Christmas Day, and they were winning, and it was like the last shot. It might have been Dr. J or something. Maybe that was Philadelphia. And someone just heaved it up from 3-point land, and it went in. The game was over, and we are like, "It's over." It's like Celtics were winning the whole time, and like everybody just left the court. It's like, well, I guess they lost. They blew. Yeah, maybe that was it. They blew a 25-point lead. Yep, that might have been the one. NHL hockey news report. Good to see you here. Hopefully, your Christmas is going pretty well. I'm gonna take an Altoids here. I've been talking a lot here. My voice is going. Yeah. Again, this is just my time. Then I usually I'm watching TV right now, chilling out, and it's quiet. It's a quiet time. And I told a couple of stories about people I saw coming home, driving on the highway years ago, and they were just sitting in the house chilling. Kids are in bed, dogs asleep, and it's just it's kind of a surreal time. Like I look out, I think most of my neighbors had people over and they already left, and it's just, the Christmas lights are on outside. It's dark, it's cold, it's quiet. It's hard to describe, and it only happens on Christmas Eve. There's no other time of the year that I get this feeling at 11 o'clock at night in the winter. Let's see, Turbo here. Tomorrow's the 50th anniversary of NFL's longest game, Miami KC. Yeah, imagine that. We're still, a month away from playoffs, but they used to have playoffs at Christmas. I don't know. Do I watch the hockey guy? Sometimes. Sometimes I do. I've watched some of his stuff. Again, it depends what he's talking about. Sometimes I really get into what he's talking about, and other times it's like, I'm really not into what he's doing here. He talks a lot of modern stuff, and I don't really follow the modern game too much. Again, I do a lot of retro stuff, and I like the older seasons, so I'm aware of him. I think I'm subscribed to him, and I will watch some of his stuff. But because he talks current stuff, and he's very, very good and knowledgeable at what he's talking about. But I don't even listen to NHL Network on satellite radio too much anymore because they talk about players. I don't know any of these guys. I don't follow enough. I follow at a distance. I like to see what the team's doing, but aside from like Ovechkin, I couldn't tell you who's doing what this year. And Ray, that's the word, peaceful. Yeah, I guess that's the word, peaceful. Before we moved in here, the apartment that we had 20 minutes away from here, I remember just sitting in there. We only were there a couple of years, but there were some pretty formidable years of my life. And I remember just sitting there, it was peaceful. The ride home was peaceful. Not a lot of people on the road. You get in the house, turn on the TV. It's just quiet. It's dark. You look out the window, you see Christmas lights. It's just like I say, there's a calming effect to it. And I always have had that. And yeah, I didn't realize it was on Christmas either. I didn't know. Mark, what do you got here? I play a game of Apple football each Christmas Day and have since 1980. Holy cow! There we go. Wait, I get this. Yeah, you're gonna get a cheer for that. That is cool. Played a game of Apple football each Christmas Day and have since 1980. That's great. I remember seeing, and I've told this many times. I remember seeing Strat Hockey in the Hockey News. And I remember looking at that, and I'm just like, I don't know why. I just felt like it was like I was just gonna get all these numbers thrown at me, and it's like, why do I want to play a game, a stats game? And I had no idea what it was, but when I saw the ads, I remember. I think there was another one called. I think there was another hockey game called like Stat Hockey, something like that, and maybe it was Strat, but there was one I remember reading on. I was like, yeah, why would I want to play this? And I really I kind of wish I did, because I wonder if I would have liked it then. That's the thing. Being a video game guy, take care. Al, thank you so much for everything that you've done. I hope you have a good Christmas and a good day tomorrow. Um, but I wonder if I would have liked it. If I got Strat Hockey back in the day, I wonder if I even would have liked it. I mean, now I can look back and say, geez, I wish I got it. And, I kept all those seasons and played it through. But, in 1979, I was playing Space Invaders and Pac-Man. And then we got the Atari in, I don't know, 81 maybe. I got the Atari. And then we got the Intellivision. And video games was all the rage. And we stopped playing board games. We would play board games because there was nothing else. I remember Monopoly and Candyland and, even the TV shows, Happy Days. There was a board game for it. It was horrible. $6 Million Man had a board game. In fact, there's a place on the highway over here that opens up once in a while, and it's full of old board games. Now they're expensive. They're $30 to $100. Some of these games, but every TV show had a board game. They did. Every TV show had a board game. And I didn't spend many nights playing ET. I have ET here. I used to have it on my desk. I don't think I have it on I think I moved it, but I used to have it on my desk. And I think I put it away. I had some decoration here somewhere, but I put it away. That was a terrible game. I never finished it. I never could figure it out. Admittedly, it was a bad game that they put out because they rushed it. But I had it. I played it, and it was stupid. We didn't like it. In fact, every once in a while, I try. I think I have an Atari. I don't know if that's on the Atari disc or not. But I every once in a while I watch a video on it, and it's just like, yeah, this is terrible. It's just like, why would anybody play this? It's more of a joke than anything else. LK, you don't remember seeing the old Avalon Hill catalog? Oh, Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines. I think I got a PS2 game of those guys in it. I think. LK has a Strat Hockey from the 80s. So that's kind of cool. I think the one I bought was from the 80s too. I think it's 79. I think 78, 79. It's Pittsburgh, Toronto. That was the first one I bought. And it's the old box with the old everything. And then I bought the new game with the new stuff. So, but I think I did have the old one for a while. I got off of eBay. Mark Status Pro had a good basketball game. I heard they did. I never played it. I was watching Al Wilson do the Status Pro baseball the other day. I think it was like a 6-year-old video, maybe more. And I was looking at that. I always like looking at new games. I like, it's me. I get, no squirrel. I have my favorites that I play, but I like finding new things. And we talked about that. I was looking for the perfect game, and as much as I love Appa, I always think there's another hockey game that's going to find something that Appa doesn't do, and so I'm always looking for the new game. And anyway, here we go. St. Patrick, thanks for coming in. I got in the mail today. I don't know if you saw the picture I posted. I got my 3 issues. I ordered 3 issues. There was some I didn't have. Up here, I got my old ones here. So I got this is 2. And I got 4 here. Oh, I should take that down. Sorry about that. I got 2 and 4 here. 2 and 4. But I didn't have some of the other ones. So I ordered 3 more today. I forget which ones I get in. I get 5, 6, and 7 maybe. And I got them in the mail, and I put the picture of me holding them all today. So I got them in the mail today. The wife's like, oh, look what commands. Like, oh, good. Because I like to sit back and read them. I do. I'll kick back and just, read an article here and there because they're huge. If you guys haven't seen Sports Sim Magazine, go look on Facebook, Sports Sim Magazine on Facebook. And there's all these articles by people in the community, and there's some good ones there. And I don't get this so big. I don't get to them all. I'll read a couple and then I'll get away from it. But now I have the book with me, so I can kind of kick back and flick through. And the great thing about it is that sometimes I'll go back in and find an article on a game that I'm just started to play, and it's like, oh, I can read it because it's like I'm reading all these articles, and there's a game that I I'm not playing, so I'm not going to read the article. But if I am playing it, I'll go back and read it. So I picked up all those magazines today, and that there. There was two $6 million man board games. One's a garbage roll and move, but Bionic Crisis legitimately fun deduction game. I don't know which one they had. I almost picked it up. I was like, I should get this, but I wouldn't. Again, most of those games were at least a two to four player game. You couldn't play by yourself because usually you had some cards that you didn't show the other player. So most of those games are very difficult to play by yourself. So yeah. All right. So getting back to ST Patrick, we talked about what game I could start for hockey without knowing very little. You suggested shootout. I wonder if you could discuss why that was. Why I would suggest shootout. I would suggest shootout because it's a quicker play game. It's not a final score game, but it's a quicker play game. Instructions are fairly simple, and you get team cards. All right, I don't have any here; they're behind me. But you get a team card. They're about this big. All right, they're like kind of like the size of a check at a restaurant, so to speak. And all the players are on the team card. There's a couple of overflows that are on the printed paper, that comes with the season. But for the most part, your players are here on the card. And you compare the offense to the other team's goalie, and you look at a chart, and that gives you a rating. So let's just say you're rolling dice, and the rating is 11 to 23 or whatever. And then you do the same for the other team, and they're on the other end of the dice, so they might be 55 to 66, let's say. On a fast action card, it's 1 to 100. So, and most people play the fast action cards 1 to 100. So the scoring range might be 1 to 20 for, say, the Bruins, and then the Canadians will be 75 to 100, and everything in the middle is either nothing or a possible penalty. So if you just, once you get your ratings and you find the scoring ranges, you flip the card and see what it is. If it's a scoring chance, then you flip or roll the dice to see if they score the goal. And then it tells you who scores the goal right on the card. Is every player is letter coded. So if Boston scores a goal, you flip the card and it's player A. Well, player A might be Phil Esposito, who gets the assist. Well, it tells you what lines are on the ice for the assist, and then you flip for 2 assists, and it'll say like B and Z. Well, B is Bobby Orr, and Z might be Derek Sanderson. So that's who got the goal, and that's who got your assist. And that's what it is. There's really there's no individual cards. You're not comparing anybody aside from the initial offense and defense comparing to get your scoring range. You're not flipping a card or rolling dice and saying, okay, I'm going up against other guys. What's their rating? It's all done. It's just, you're just seeing if it's a scoring range or if it's a penalty or if it's nothing. It's one of 3 things. And so the game moves along, and it's a simple game. It's inexpensive. You can get, I think it's $10. I think the game is somewhere between $7 and $10, and seasons are like $3. And they don't have every season, but they got a lot of seasons, and it's just so fun and easy to play. And once you get up to speed, you can play a game in 15 to 20 minutes. And when you're done, you feel like that you've played a full game. It's not as deep as Strat or App or anything like that, but it's not like roll the dice and get a final score. You're playing the game, and you're playing in like 1 to 3 minute chunks. Because you'll flip the card and, okay, 1 minute off the clock. Flip the card. Is there a scoring chance or a penalty? No. Okay. Flip the card. 2 minutes off the clock, and that's kind of how you play it. And it's real simple. So I like it. LK. So they remember buying Apple and Strat games in the toy stores. Ron said that too. I don't remember that. And sporting goods stores. I chuckle when I was organizing. I usually saw old coupons in Strat include. Yeah, I bought a Strat football game off of somebody off Facebook a couple years ago. $10, brand new and all wrapped up. She was like, when I showed up, she goes, I just found out they go for 50 on eBay. I'm like, well, I drove a half hour to get here for $10. She's like, all right. So she gave me $10. It was 94. And it had the code in there for extra season, some kind of a season. I was going to send it in as a joke, but I never did. And ST, what would I choose a starting point with someone with baseball, football, and basketball? Either a Stratomatic baseball using basic mode or payoff pitch. Those I find are the easiest. Pine tar is good too. I just started playing pine tar baseball. However, pine tar doesn't have a lot of seasons. That was my issue with Pine Tar. It plays really nice, really easy, really fun. There's just not a lot of seasons with Pine Tar. But Strat Basic and Payoff Pitch are really close. And in my opinion, those are the two of the easier games to play. For football, this second season or Solitaire Pro Football is what I would do. They play very similar. Anything else, you get into Strat, Inside Blitz, or Appa, and it gets kind of deep. So as a starting point, I would maybe go with second season of Solitaire Pro Football. Because there you can play by yourself and you kind of flip and you get the result, or you look at a chart and get a quick result, something like that. And they move along pretty quick, both of those games. Basketball. The SSG basketball, that's the guy from Joe Bryan who does the Payoff Pitch baseball game. SSG is kind of a fun game. It needs to be fine-tuned a little bit, I think. It's a pain in the neck how you got to set it up, but it's easy to play. It's really fun. Other basketball games. Regular season basketball is fun, but it's a different game, whereas you roll the dice and you get the score for a 3-minute segment. Okay, in basic mode, you roll the dice, you get the score for a 3-minute segment, and then you're done, and you do the same for the other team. In the advanced mode, not only do you get the score, but you go to the team chart and you figure out who got the points and the assists in that 3-minute block on those points. So at the end of the game, you have a final score and then you have all your stats if you follow that. But it's not like, Bird gets the ball, he's going up against, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You roll the dice to see what happens. You roll the dice, you get your points, and then you allocate the points. And that's how regular season basketball plays. I really like it. But it's very different than like I said, you're not rolling dice for each play. But that would be a couple of good games there. So that would be my suggestion. I see Justin here. Status Pro Baseball is a great game. Flipping facts seems more calming than rolling dice. I do both. I think what I like about Appa the best is rolling the dice. Appa Hockey is great for rolling the dice. Inside the Crease is great for flipping facts. Two different games, two different ways. Both are really enjoyable. I think dice rolling is a tad more exciting because you see him come out of the chute and you're trying to figure out, oh, come on. Where you flip a fact and it's printed, it's there. There's the more excitement with the dice because you can roll double sixes 3 times in a row. You flip a fact, you're not going to get that number 3 times in a row. It's just not going to happen unless you use some kind of electronic fact flipper that's going to give you a random card every time. Like the shootout helper, I flipped the same card twice in a row with a shootout helper. It can happen. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think I like rolling dice a little bit better. I feel more involved when I roll the dice. But fast action is fine too. Turbo, what do you got here, Turbo? First Strat Hockey I got was back in the fall 85, and you had 84-85 Mario Lemieux rookie season. That is impressive. Mario Lemieux rookie season. That is kind of cool. He scored his first goal on his first shift against Boston. Against this guy. He scored on this guy. Blaine Laka. Oh, who was it? Peters that he scored on? Was Peters playing for the Bruins? Oh, the magazines, yeah, I do. They're so big, and they're huge. Now they're twice the size of what they were. I'm looking at them right now. The first 2 that come out were, or the first 2 that I have up here were small, and now they're huge, and there's so much content in there. There really is. Let's see, LK. You got yours at Toys R Us. Imagine that. Imagine Toys R Us and places used to sell those things. I mean, that was way back. And I think it was probably like before the video games got big, and then they were like, yeah, no one's playing these games anymore. Gandalf says the fast action cards are coming. Oh, good. That's kind of cool. At the fast that you did they can be. Like I say, the shootout fast action cards are fine. I don't mind them either. I used to do split. I used to flip and then roll dice, but now I kind of just go with the fact. It is a little bit easier at times. But the Appa, though, the dice is really fun. Status Pro Basketball was a good game. There was an Excel version that someone did a while back. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. Although I have mixed results when I play games in Excel. Very mixed results. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes I hit the wrong button and I screw it all up. And then if you screw it up, you screw it up. And yeah. That's one I haven't tried yet, Above the Rim. I haven't tried that one yet. There's a couple that I wanted to try out, and that was one of them. There's another one. Hoops is another one, I think. There's a PC version of that. There's one game that's very similar to Strat, how it plays cards and dice, and it's a PC game. I wanted to try that. Let's see, Mark. Status Pro Hoops played smoothly. I thought Strat Hoops was better, but both games were light years better than Apple Hoops. Yeah, I haven't done the Apple basketball, but I heard it takes like 27 years to play a game. I have the Strat basketball cards and dice a couple seasons. In fact, I think it was. I want to say Tom sent me a nice season of basketball for Strat basketball, and I haven't played it yet. I have it. I'm still in Studio A over here, ready to play. But I haven't played any cards and dice basketball in a while. I decided to design a mat for it, and I never finished the mat. But I enjoyed the Strat basketball. Although the only thing about Strat is you got to make decisions, so you have to like double team and stuff like that. And I don't know how to do all that. But I got the game moving and flowing a little bit, and it was really kind of fun. So the Strat basketball is pretty good, I thought. Let's see here. And yeah, the app of basketball is terrible. Although it goes for big bucks on eBay. I don't think anybody plays it. I think it's more of a collector's item. You played a tabletop soccer game called Saboteo every Christmas morning's tradition since '84. Tampa Bay Rowdies. I remember the Tampa Bay. I had a Tampa Bay Rowdies shirt, soccer shirt, because I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, as you know. I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Where there, as you know. You see that right there, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so I played soccer on one of the intramural teams, and our team was the Rowdies. And my mother got me a Rowdy shirt, so I had a Tampa Bay Rowdy shirt. So yeah, and you have to check out Above the. Yeah, I'll have to check out that too. I'm looking for a decent tabletop highlight game. Well, doesn't Play has a highlight game, right? Play has a highlight game. So if I wanted to play one, that would be. Yep, and LK points that out. Play highlight. I've watched highlight a few times. I don't think I'd want to play a highlight game, but yeah. Oh, he still got your set from the '80s. Fantastic. And he says that the highlight game is fantastic. That's cool. Wow, we're talking highlight. We're talking highlight here. D. Scott Howard, Merry Christmas. We're talking highlight. Welcome to highlight chat. That's awesome. Java Jack, the action dice games are very lightweight, maybe more simplistic than folks would find acceptable. I looked at those. I don't have those yet, but I did look at them. Replay, Timothy, thanks for coming by tonight. Replay basketball is fun. The PC game is awesome. And I suppose that the cards and dice play is very similar. Now, the replay baseball, no way, I couldn't do that. But the replay basketball, I know Replay Gamer, I think he got the cards and dice version. I like the PC version, and I like the fact that I can follow along. I like that. I like the fact that in Replay Basketball PC, I can follow the dice, look at the card, and I know what's going on. And I love that. Solving the puzzle. We talked about solving the puzzle in digital dice. Sometimes I kick back and just let it happen and watch it. And other times I want to know what happened on this dice roll. I don't like sometimes I'm lazy and tired. And other times I want to know what the heck just happened. So that's what I do. D. Scott, what do you got? Anybody else getting snow for Christmas Eve? We don't have any. It's cold. It's been 27 to 28 degrees for 24 hours straight over here. It hasn't really fluctuated too much. No snow, though. Tomorrow we're getting rain. There might be some snow in the morning around here. We got to see how that goes. Let's see. Justin talks about fast action cards. Follow a hypergeonomic probability distribution. Save that fact for your next wine and cheese party. I will. It's just me. There's something about seeing those dice shoot out of the tower. It's like craps at the table. It really is. And I know that there's a reason why the facts are designed a certain way, and they're perfectly fine. But for me, sometimes I do like that. If I'm shooting, I like to roll that dice and see what the heck happens there. I really do like that. Uh, KB Toys had some strat games back in the day. I don't know if I've ever seen them in the toy store. I wasn't looking for them, so that's probably why I didn't see them. See Turbo. He has APA basketball. Wow, it took 3 weeks to get through the player introductions, and that's funny. Okay, that's funny. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I heard it was a long game. I heard APA basketball was a long game. And LK says the same thing. APA basketball is terrible, and if it plays terrible too. I heard it was a long game because it's pass by pass by pass, and you need a basketball game to resolve almost like a drive by drive type of drive by drive football game. You resolve the drive. Okay, you need to do that with basketball. Okay, this team gets the ball. What happens? I don't want to pass it around. Just what is the end result of this? Is it a basket, or is it a turnover? Or is it a foul? What is the result of this? That's the only way to do it, because you're doing 24-second shot clocks. You're doing roughly 24 seconds at a whack. Sometimes a little bit less. So you really can't. You can't go pass by pass, because that would be, 5 seconds for the pass, 5 seconds for a pass, 5 seconds. That's a lot of flipping and rolling the dice. It really is. It's like, oh my gosh, that's kind of nutty. It really is. That's even a lot for me, you know. But I was actually looking at that rinkside hockey game from FTP Sports. You talk about a busy game. That's a busy game, but it's got me intrigued because it has so much. It's got like breakouts and then battles in the slot, and there's a lot going on with rinkside hockey, except that there's so many colors on there. It just drove me nuts. It just was a bad interface. So I don't think I'll ever play that game, but I'm intrigued because, I love my final score hockey games. Those are fun. And Shootout Easy, great. Shootout Regular is a great quick play game. And then you get into Hockey Blast. And then as you get into Strat and Inside the Crease, then you get into Apple. The games get deeper and deeper and deeper, and they take longer to play. But sometimes I want that. I want that long play game, like an app or something like that. And that rinkside, it's got me intrigued because that could be a long game. That could be a several-hour game, but you'd be really playing hockey. If I read all the things about all the battles that take place and the fights for the puck and this and that, you'd be going like every 5 seconds in that game. So it'd be a long game, probably like APA basketball. I could be very wrong, but my impression of that, after looking at the instructions and looking at the cards, the instructions was like a CVS receipt. It was monstrous. Now, once you learn it, you learn it. But I was just like, wow, there's a lot to this hockey game. But that might not be a bad thing, because sometimes more hockey is a good thing. Turbo, what do you got going on here? Since there was a highlight, does anybody make cards and dice curling? Where did I see a curling game? Somebody did have a curling game somewhere. I think it might have just been like a quick play type of thing. Let's see, Rob Ruda, thoughts on deck baseball. I have on deck baseball right behind me over here. I've played a couple of games. Me personally, I'm a casual baseball guy, and my baseball window is small. It's like 76, 77 to 83, and 86 with the Sox I follow. But, right, I was in my high school years at that point, and then you get a license in a car and you go off. And so I wasn't sitting watching baseball every night like I was when I was in junior high. So I'm not a huge baseball guy, and I like my 1980 season. That's my go-to one. But the game plays good. On deck baseball plays very well. It's all fictional, though. So if you like baseball and you want to buy into that universe, it's fun. It's an easy play. Honestly, it's a fun game. It's very deep. It has a very different and fun pitcher fatigue system. Okay, let me get that pitcher fatigue system. So you get to a certain point and you start rolling dice to see if the pitcher gets fatigued and if his ratings come down. So it's not like in some games where the pitcher fatigues and bam, you slam the door and you put in the pitcher fatigue card. And he's junk. It can be a casual decline in on deck baseball. So their pitcher fatigue system, I think, is one of the best. Whereas your pitcher doesn't go from A to Z. He goes from A to B to C. He kind of goes down the line, and when you roll the dice, you can get a huge drop off or no drop off at all. So he could have a bad inning, and you roll the dice, and he's still fine. Or he could have an okay inning, and you roll the dice, and he's junk. So I like the on deck the fatigue system for on deck baseball. The cards are huge. Okay, they're neat, but they're huge. I find them a little clunky to play with. I think if the cards were normal size cards, it would be a lot easier to play. But these are designed to play with your buds, and you have these big cards here on the table, and it's a very unique game. It's the Cadillac of baseball games. It really is. If you're a baseball fan, I'd say give it a try because it is fun, and you have what 4 or 6 teams and plus the expansions, and they were fun. I think I was playing the Drillers and the Gators. I think I played or something like that, and I had fun with it. I did. I truly had fun with the game. It was not a very difficult game to learn. The instructions are pretty straightforward, and it plays like a good baseball game. But I'm like I say, I'm a very casual baseball guy. So if it was a hockey game, I'd probably love it because it would be hockey. Let's see. Mark says he's got a couple inches of snow in Syracuse, but be gone in the morning with rain all day. Yeah, I think we're getting rain tomorrow. I think it's going to warm up, so hopefully it won't be icy tomorrow because we do have to go out tomorrow. Apprehend a short version, which is basically a shooting contest. Yeah, I can see how that would be just a shooting contest. Yeah. Pesky Paul, Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully you're having a good Christmas Eve. Santa is about 26 minutes away here on the East Coast. So anytime now, I'll see some presents coming down my tree. I won't, but I'm going to pretend. You've been trying to learn shootout hockey. Do you prefer a fast? We were just talking about that. I like to play with the helper, which is the fast action cards built in. I used to go all dice. I did. And then I started to go the fast action cards because it just does everything faster, fast action cards. So you can flip, you get your number, is it a penalty or a scoring attempt? And then what happens on the result? And then everything's right there on the card. Just like boom, boom, boom. You can resolve a play pretty quick. Rolling the dice in that, you might have to roll a lot of dice to get the results with that. So I think I prefer, in the beginning, I like the dice, but I think with shootout now, I do like the fast action cards. And I do like to play in the helper too. What's neat about the helper, you get a new card every time. So I've actually rolled back-to-back cards, the same card twice. Not often, but it does happen. And I don't mind that so much. So, but I do like the fast action cards when I play shootout. It's really fun. Yes, Peter Miller does play the FTP games. I'm interested in it because he played it. It's really detailed. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And again, when I read the instructions and I get a CVS receipt, I'm like, oh boy. And again, when I learn a game, I want to make sure I got a block of time. And for me, depending on how big the instructions are, will determine how big of a block of time I need to set up. When Ron gave me Big Bep, I think it was like 10 pages of instructions, but it was so spaced out. It was like, here's example A, B, and C on a face-off, right? That's page 1. Page 2 is here's some how the action goes. Here's 3 or 4 examples of that. That's page 2. So it wasn't like it was like jam-packed full of text. It was like, showing a card. Here's what happens on the play. Here's another example. So it was basically all gameplay examples. So it was almost like a picture menu, so to speak. So when I saw the Big Bet, I says, "Ooh, I'm following this, and I don't think this is going to be that difficult." Whereas Rinkside, I started to read that, and I'm like, the cards themselves had, I think I counted 20 or 25 ratings on it. It wasn't just like offense, defense, and block shot and penalty rating. It was, battle. I think it had like battles in front of the net and head-to-head battle. There was all these things going on in this card. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to this. But like you said, maybe if I learned it, it would play, and maybe it'd be my favorite game. That's why it's like this year, 2021, was a and Rick shows up here. Good to see you, Rick. Hopefully your Christmas is going well. Merry Christmas to you. We're just kind of chilling out here. Zalapsky Smurf, Merry Christmas. As we're just chatting away here tonight on Christmas Eve, talking about some of our favorite Christmas things, and talking some games and talking some other things as well. Talking, what the weather is in your part of the world and things like that. You're not smart enough for the dice. Yeah, stick with the facts, the fast action cards with shootout. Yeah, because you got to roll and then look. I mean, it was kind of fun rolling and looking at the chart. It really was. I think you get a better chance for a shorthanded goal with a dice. Compared to the fast action cards. But again, it is weighted, and maybe it's just me with my dice bias because I like rolling dice. But I almost exclusively go fast action card for shootout hockey now. And I did talk to John Kay on email the other day, the creator of shootout. Oh, I think he created. Yeah, he's the shootout guy. Okay, I don't know if he created himself or with other people. I'm not 100% sure. But I talked to him and I was like, any chance of a new season coming under my tree this year? Would love to see 74-75 shootout, so I dropped a little bug in his ear. He didn't say anything either way. He kind of laughed. So I'm kind of hoping we get a new shootout season this year, and not just a modern one, a good classic season. But yeah, the FPT, I'm like I say, this was the year of second chances for me, especially with games like inside sports games, inside blitz, inside the crease, inside pitch, inside the cup, inside the paint, all 5 of those inside sports games that I wouldn't give a second look to. I gave a second look, and I love them. I love them all. I do. I love them all. Strat football, I gave a second look, and I like that. Action PC baseball, I gave a second look. I went back. I like that. There's a lot of games that I'm giving a second chance to, and I'm glad I did because I'm really enjoying it. It's like, why didn't I enjoy this the first time? Apple Hockey, that's another one. I tried that a year ago. Someone sent me an old copy of it. It was okay, and then I watched a couple of videos and said, this game, it has to be better than what I got. So I ordered like the brand new one with a big chart book and the whole. So I had everything, and just in case I was missing anything, I bought it new. And when I got everything in, I was like, oh my gosh, this game is so good. After I messed with the rules a little bit and clarified them, that took a long time. But I have a hockey got a second chance. And that was that. Let me go to my oh, here's my ticker. I took my ticker off like an hour ago. So if anybody's wondering that, I just had that on there earlier. Mark, anybody play PTO football? Phantasm. I've never heard of that game, honestly. I've never heard of PTO football. That's one I haven't heard of yet. What game I would like to get again is that ABC talking Monday Night Talking Football. You ever seen that with the little records? Somebody made an online version of that. No joke. It's a website, and I forget where it was. But you can go there and you like click on the disc and drop it into the player and hit it, and it'll play the disc. And I think is it Dick Enberg was the voice of that? He gains 5. He gains 9. Out of bounds. Remember that one there? ABC talking Monday Night Football or whatever it's called. Yeah, I'd like to play that one again. I played a ton of that as a kid, and the batteries kept getting chomped. So I mean, it's like he gains 5, because it didn't have enough power to spin the record inside. But I did play that one there, and you know who uses that as a Higher Ground Gaming? He still uses that when he played his Solitaire Pro Football videos. He had that. He had that field with the first down markers built in the scoreboard. So that's the ABC Monday Night Football scoreboard and setup. He just wasn't using the record, so it was good to see that. Still snow on the ground in Ontario. It might melt tomorrow. Okay, so it's warming up in Ontario. Hoping to see some Olympic teams to shoot out. Yeah, that would be interesting. Somebody did a homebrew of the 72 Summit series, and it's out in the wild, and I'm not allowed to show it. I can play it all I want, and I have played it, and I've given my results for it. I got permission to share my results, but I'm not able to share the card. Um, but yeah, I played the 72 Summit series, and that was really fun. Parker, thanks for coming in, and a Merry Christmas to you. The inside games are so much fun that I picked up a lot. Yeah, I have all 5. Right now, I am really, really playing the football game Inside Blitz. I'm just loving that game. It's got a couple of things that don't work, like the drive summaries don't work, and there's a couple other quirks about it. But for the most part, I really like it. It's a great solo football game. I have it on my tablet upstairs, and I can just tap on the game. I can play a game in a half hour, 40 minutes tops. And I really like it. Even the inside the crease, which took me a while to get used to. Um, I'm really enjoying that too. And yeah, they're all fun. The baseball game, inside pitch. I went back to that last night. I tried to play that last night, and I hadn't played in a couple weeks, and I forgot how to play it. That's a busy game. That's a complex game. I'm enjoying it. It is, but it's a very complex game, and so I'm still trying to figure out, when something comes up, where do I go sometimes. But it's a fun game, but it is kind of complex. And so I need to pull out the rules and go back and because I like to follow along, and you have to in that game. It holds your hand a little bit, but there's sometimes if something comes up, you're like, uh-oh, what do I do now? And so you got to have the instructions right there. Let's see here. Have I played much inside the paint? I've played a little bit. You're playing 79-80 and spot on with the rarity of 3-point attempts in that area. Yeah, I noticed that there's not a lot of 3-point attempts. I got the 85-86. I have a couple other seasons for that. I'm not exactly sure how. I think I got a ABA season just for kicks, so I could play like the Kentucky Colonels or something like that. I haven't played a lot of it. I want to do more of it. Demo 64 did a really good job on the video on how to play it, and that helped me really learn it. So I want to do. I really want to go back and play and do a good video for that. On that inside the paint, all those games. I mean, there's some good videos out there, but again, I like to do some and really kind of talk about some things. Jerome, prevent defense, 3-man rush, trap up the middle for 10. Penalty. Remember that? Yeah, I do. Okay, yeah, the Monday Night Football talking game was Disc of Howard Cosell. Let me see. ABC Monday Night Football. I can find that website. I don't want to take up too much time here, but somebody had a website that you could play it. Oh man, where was it? But he had it all set with the records and the whole bit. And like I say, it was really kind of neat how he set it up. And you could drop the records in virtually and play it. Sometimes just clicked on it. I can't find it now. I don't think I have it saved either. It was kind of clunky. It didn't work all that well, but it did kind of work. So it was called ABC Monday Night Talking Football Game. Yeah, I can't put my finger on it right away here, but somebody did create that, and I wish I kept it here, so I could go back and look at it. But it was really kind of fun. No, it wasn't Howard Cosell. It was Dick Enberg. It wasn't Howard Cosell. It was Dick Enberg. Tabletop Sports Delaware. I was watching your video today about you sitting out in the woods. I was watching that one there. It looked very nice. Looked cold. The water looked cold there. It did. I know you said it was sunny out, but it did look cold. Oh yeah, inside volley. I do have that. The tennis game, inside volley. That's kind of half. I think that's an Excel helper type of thing. half cards and dice, half Excel helper. That's a fun tennis game. A couple of quirky things about it that I still don't know how to resolve some of the shots. Because if it does this, you read here. If it does that, it reads there. And there's a couple of times I'm like, well, I'm not exactly sure where to read on the result, but it is kind of fun. History Maker Golf. That was a good one. The tournament mode's fun, but it's long. Holy cow, is it long? Yeah, when you play History Maker, to me it was a 5-hour game. And when I was unemployed last summer, I would start at 6 or 7 at night, and I'd be going till after midnight. It was a long game, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Sometimes I'd leave it on the table and come back in the morning and finish it. Boy, that's good. It's good. I suppose if you just played, a couple guys going 18 holes, it would go a heck of a lot faster. But how they did it, where you roll out the bottom guys first, and then the next batch, and then by the time I think you get 12 golfers that you watch. I think it was 12 that you're playing, and the rest you kind of fast play. And so by the time you get this foursome on hole 3, the top group's teeing off on 1, so you're actually you're flipping back on holes to play. So I'll play the group, and then once this hole opens up, I play this group, and then I play this group. So it's like you watch it on TV. It really is. It's kind of neat. And I think the last one I played, I had Greg Norman kind of hanging around, down 2 or 3 shots, and then he'd come back up and fall back down. But he was hanging around, and then the top 2 guys stumbled, and it put him, and Norman went to the top because they stumbled, and it was hilarious. It was fun. It felt like I was watching it on TV. And oh my gosh, it was it's Dave Little. Thanks for coming in, Dave Little. Merry Christmas to you, friend. Hopefully it goes well. Let me see. He said he'd bring back the whale, but they really choose which current team would be replaced. What I? Oh well. Oh well. Could I trade in 5 teams to bring the Whalers back? Really? First of all, they wouldn't support the whale. They would for the first year, but then they'd go right back to being where they were. Not a good fit. Hartford's not a good fit. Not a big enough area. It's more of a mystique than it is anything else. I would like to get, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I'm just going to be quite honest. I think any teams in the South, I'm not a big fan of Southern hockey teams. Arizona, don't need them. Even Nashville, not a big fan. One team in Florida is plenty. Is there a team in Atlanta anymore? We don't need a team in Atlanta. Even Dallas, they're like way by themselves. To fly to Dallas takes forever, and they're like by themselves. So any of those teams there, I'd be okay with. Just like I said, I'm a kind of a purist. I like my original 6 and the San Jose Sharks. That's what I like. But all the teams all the New Jersey teams, they're fine. Even Minnesota's fine. Excuse me, Chicago. Vegas is cool. I think Vegas is all right, but yeah, any team south in Vegas is fine. Just keep one team in Florida. Things like that. Let's see, Parker, what do you got going on here? A lot of the inside are sort of basic until some odd one-off comes up. Then you really have to know the rules. Yeah, and that happens a lot with baseball. Baseball is like, oh, this is easy, and then you got a man on base, and then something else happens. Like, okay, I still get confused when there's runners on base, and I try to follow what they're putting on the screen. I'm just like, oh man, I'm having a real hard time trying to figure out what this base runner is doing. And sometimes it's like, oh, I get it, and then sometimes I don't, and sometimes I just guess, and sometimes I'm wrong. I am. I'll admit it. Sometimes I just like, I'll just click here. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, it's inside volley. I forgot about inside volley, so I have that one too. So I haven't got on inside pitch yet. You own it, but I'm really enjoying inside the paint right now. I do. Obviously, I like that basketball game because it plays like the hockey game. I really like it. I really do like inside the paint. I just wish you had the option like hockey to change the lines instead of having to stop the game and sub in by yourself, because I don't know all that stuff too well. But inside the paint is fun. Inside pitch, like Ron says, it's almost unnecessarily complex or whatever it is. It's complex and it doesn't need to be and needlessly complex. I think that's what he said. And it's just there's so much to look at and so much to do and just there's a lot happening to get a ground ball sometimes. And then when you get into crazy land, I guess every game has a crazy land like this, that, and the other thing. But there's a lot of things on there that I just don't follow. I follow about 80% of it, but there's still some of it. I'm like, oh boy, what is this? What are these two dashes? So you got to pull out the instructions, and I think funny you should say. Look at that inside pitch baseball rules right here. I have it right here, and look at this. This whole page is like all the different symbols on the card. Yeah, there's a lot going on with inside pitch that I keep that handy when I was playing down here to follow it. I was following it pretty good for a while, but inside the paint is fun. I need to get back to inside the paint. I need to do some videos on inside the paint because that is really fun. Dying to try History Maker Golf. I highly recommend History Maker Golf. It is really fun to do a tournament though and do it properly. It's a long because you start off, you take all these stacks of cards and you kind of sort out who makes the cut, so to speak, and then from there, I think you do a second round. So so the first day is Friday, so you kind of like weed them out, and some of it's luck and some of it's skill, depending what you roll the dice and it says here's who's going to advance. And as they pick the third guy. So no matter how bad the third guy is, he advances. Another time it's like flip over the cards and take the top three. So you take the top three. So if you're a bad golfer, you got to get real lucky to advance. And then on the Saturday roll, so you've weeded out half the guys, let's say. On the Saturday roll, you start placing people. And you're like, okay, this guy's going to be here. This guy's going to, here's your star guy. So then by the time you're done, you got your top 12 guys that you'll be rolling, and then everyone else from Saturday that made the cut is kind of off to the side. I didn't really do much with them, but you can roll to get quick results with them. So everybody you can finish out the tournament with pretty much. For me, I just kind of went with the top 12, and and just whittled it down from there. That's what I did. But to play a tournament, it's a long, but it is so good. It really is. Let's see. No, he didn't do Monday Night Football, but I was talking on the Monday Night Football game, the talking Monday Night Football on the records. That was Dick Enberg. He never called Monday Night Football, but he was on the records. I'm pretty sure it was Dick Enberg. Dave Little has a question. Listen to my podcast yesterday. Which baseball game do you use keep stats for your other games? That's a good question. I haven't done much with baseball yet, Dave. I'm just getting into baseball right now. I came this close to buying Strat PC baseball because you can not only keep stats in it, you can manually enter the stuff, but you can sim the other games, as you know. So you can say, I want to play, Cincinnati and Atlanta today, and the computer sims the rest. You play Cincinnati, Atlanta on the table, you put in the stats, and that's beautiful. That's what I was going to get it for. But replay baseball does the same thing. But you got to have the same season. So I would probably use replay baseball if I had that season. That's just what I would do. And again, that's why I came this close to getting Strat, is so I could play a season and keep stats. But if I wanted to do it, I would do it in replay. I've been playing Action PC baseball, so I don't have to worry about that. And I've been really enjoying Action PC baseball. But I think at some point, I think I got payoff pitch. I got 1980 payoff pitch. And I think I have 1980 on replay baseball. So I think what I would do is I would pick some select games in replay baseball from 1980 using payoff pitch and insert. So replay baseball does it. Strat does it. But right now I'm playing Action PC baseball, and I don't have to worry about that. But that's what I would do if you were playing a season. If I'm playing a playoffs and stuff like that, I don't think I really keep too many stats. If I was just like playing, like I say, World Series or something. But that's what I would do. I would use replay because that's what I have. And that's the only one that I can do it with right now. The ebb and flow when you get to the yes, it is. When you the History Maker Golf, when you're playing History Maker Golf, you see the ebb and flows. You see the guys that are like hanging around, and the guys that are just they're doing something else, and it's kind of cool. It really is. I really like the history maker baseball. It feels like you're watching it on TV. It really is. D. Scott says it's a 2-day project for him. Just played a tournament. Walter Hagen shot 30 in the last 9 to win by 2. Yep. And it's fun to watch. And you do have to make decisions because you got those chips and you got to use those chips smartly. And sometimes that'll save you a stroke, and other times it won't. But it's hard to describe. It's just so good. It really is. It is so good. You get the first 3 rounds knocked out on day 1 and play the final round on day 2. That's the way to do it too. Once I get my table back upstairs, I will do that. Hang on 1 second here. I will be back in 1 second. Hang on a sec. I'll be right back. All right, just have to grab another drink here. Hopefully my camera will be back. Yep, there we go. Just wanted to grab a drink here. All right, where do we leave off here? And Turbo, yeah. I hate to say that about the bottom teams. I mean the southern teams. It's just I know a lot of people love going south to catch a game because it's warm weather, and and I've done the same thing too. I've gone to warm weather place, so it's kind of cool to check out a game and the whole bit. But I don't know. I just think we're being a winter sport, and San Jose. I mean, I love the Sharks, but they're walking around in flip flops going into the game. When we're out here, like in Winnipeg, it's like -30. That's hockey weather. That's hockey weather. It's 70 degrees, not hockey weather. That's just the purist in me. Let's see. Haven't seen the Pens lose to Tampa Bay, Florida, Carolina in the playoffs. Happy to see them going to. Oh, Carolina. That's another one. I could give it take them. And I know that they had a good team for a while. My buddy was a big Carolina guy because they had a farm team up here in Lowell. But yeah. Is inside pitch more or less complicated than Pursue the Pennant, Dynasty League of Die? I haven't played any of the other 3. Okay, I've only played inside pitch. I don't think I could play inside pitch, cards, and dice. I think it's too complicated for me. The PC version, even though it helps you, it's still pretty complicated. It's not impossible, and I know RJL, he does it, and he loves it, and he's really good at it. There's a lot there, there's a lot to that game. Justin, then after the second round of history makeup, mixing a new batch of lemonade and iced tea. Yeah. Yeah, I played it last time. I need to pull it out more and play it more, even if I just did, a whatever. Maybe I'll get Studio C going again. Now, once the holidays are over, and I used to like leave it on the table, but I can't do that right now because it's full of like chocolate cream pies and stuff like that. Let's see. Inside pitch substitutes dice rolls for specific fly ball, ground ball results, like a hard ground, a soft ground. But inside pitch has fewer charts. Okay, so he's explaining a little bit here. Yeah, inside pitch hardly has any charts. It's really all off the cards. It's just knowing what everything is, and then and you get, and then you have your error results and your range checks and stuff like that. It's not impossible, but there's a lot going on in the cards, and you really do got to know it. Pro Football Phantasmal only for a few years. I think there was 91 version. That was it. There's a lot of games like that I found. Like even that hockey game we talked about, that Tudor hockey game, which is very Apple-like. I heard it had 2 seasons, and I have one of them, and I'm not sure if I have the first one or the second one. I heard there might be a second season. I haven't seen it on eBay. I've only seen the season that I have. And inside pitch needs 2 dice roll. Yeah, it usually does. If you roll off the pitcher card first, and sometimes you get the result right there. But I'd say half the time you go to the batter card. And then from there, you might have to check for errors or something. Then you get, but with the base runnings where I get lost in inside pitch, even with the computer telling you like, okay, we rolled a dice, it's a 2. Here's what a 2 is. We rolled another dice, it's a 4. Here's what a 4 is. Does the guy go from second to third? And I got to look at that and really look at it and think about it. And I don't even know if I'm right getting it right. I think I get it right some of the time. But some of the times I don't know. Brian, Merry Christmas, sir. Hopefully, it's midnight here, so Santa should be flying over my house pretty soon, dropping off presents. No, he's not, but he'll hit everybody else. But Brian, thanks for coming by. As I talked about, this is my favorite time of the year, Christmas Eve between 11 and midnight. Just chilling out. It's very peaceful. It's very calm, and I thought I'd share that with some of you people tonight, as we just chat away. I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube tonight. And I just figured if anybody was just sitting around, just, maybe get your phone on or your iPad and maybe you're wrapping presents, having some cocoa or something. And you have me on and just, we're chatting away tonight. Just relaxing and enjoying this. That's all I'm doing tonight. I haven't had a chat in quite some time. I had a couple people I was hoping to come on tonight, but they were tied up. But I know it's Christmas Eve, so it's hard. But our stuff wrapped up at 9. So I said, let me come on and say hi to some people and see what we can do here. Oh, that's what it was. The NFL strategy. Oh, I think, oh, okay. No, it was that combined with that. Okay. So I thought you were talking about NFL strategy. Because NFL strategy was very similar to the NHL strategy hockey that I have. But I haven't heard of the Pro Football Phantasm. That one I haven't heard of here. Whatever happened to Digging Deep Games? Yeah, they went out of business. In fact, when we first started the show, Digital to Dice, I think show 2 was about them going out of business. And I have the golf. It's fine. It's about 80-85% done. The golf I would have worked with the golf a little bit more, but when they went out of business, it was like, well, there's no sense now. And I didn't get the hockey game either. That's one I didn't get because they're going out of business. And so I think I bought, I don't know if I spent like $80. I bought a bunch of stuff for him. To give him some money because he was an older guy going out of business. So they're Digging Deep's out of business. They're done. I wish they had sold it to somebody so they could keep the games going, but that didn't happen. So that's what happened to them. Mark, I've had Strat Baseball and I've been in the league for 14 years. It's good experience. Use player pitches. It adds to the enjoyment of the game. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't have the Strat PC Baseball. That's one thing I didn't do. If you're talking about PC, I didn't do that. I went with the Action PC. It's a little more my speed. I have a OTP too, so if I wanted to do that, I could do that. Let's see. Okay. The charts for those other games never bothered you. Okay. And you think Pursue the Pennant Dynasty had the best deep fly check for a home run system. Okay. The other thing about inside pitch, and I'm not going to sit here and nitpick games, but the one thing I wasn't crazy about because I like to visualize these in my mind. Even when I don't broadcast on YouTube, I still play everything out in my mind. And inside pitch, you'd roll, and it's like it's a possible home run. And then you would roll, and instead, no, it's not a home run. It's a ground ball to short. That's a pretty big difference in a baseball play. I'd be okay if it was a home run check and that turned into a fly ball to the outfield because it's like, oh, he hits this one deep, and you're visualizing in your mind that it's a possible home run, and then you roll the dice, and it's not a home run, and it's a ground ball to short. So right off the bat, you're envisioning this could go. He could go all the way. A pitcher in football, he could go all the way. Oh no, it's a 1-yard gain. You're not going all the way. So you get your hopes up for a ground ball in inside pitch. That was one of my gripes about it. Is again, you go from a potential home run to a ground ball sometimes. I just kind of like Action PC. You see it hit deep, and no, it didn't make it. Other games, a fly ball to outfield, it's out. But I mean, just to go from a possible home run. Now in Strat, you go from. I think sometimes like you get the split home run double or home run single. So at least it's like you get the split, and it's like you hit it deep, maybe like in Fenway off the wall. So a possible home run just turns into a single. It can happen in Fenway, if you hit it hard enough. God's a nice TV are here. Thanks for coming back. Replay is a lovely PC baseball. Yes, replay is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love replay baseball. I do. And I don't follow it all the way sometimes. I used to have the charts printed here and try to follow it. Now I really kind of kick back and just let the game do it and just watch it play out. And I enjoy the heck out of that. And I'm going to use replay when I finally get the payoff pitch here on the table. I'm going to play some payoff pitch and log it in with replay PC. So I love how it does that. Did I wash my hands? I always wash my hands everywhere I go. I do. I have my little I drive my wife crazy. Like every time I walk on, go in the bathroom, whatever I do, if I comb my hair, I wash my hands. I always do that. I do. Can Pursue the Pennant has the best board game. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard they have a nice one there. Let's see here. Justin. He'd say that Payoff Pitch Dynasty is the best game. Inside Pitch is good. All players card with lots of dice rolls. You get the flow. Yeah, you get the flow after a while, but it is a lot of dice rolls. It is. Malbert's 20. Well, thank you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming by tonight. And we're just kind of having a chat here. Hopefully, your Christmas is going well. It's midnight here on the East Coast. So I'll stick around for a little bit and just chat a little bit more. Having some fun talking to you guys. We haven't done this in a long time where we have got the community together and had a little chat going on. So it's fun. It takes away the pressure of playing a game and doing it right. And we could just chat about some of the things we enjoy. So thanks for coming in tonight, by the way. And Turbo says, Pursue the Pennant Dynasty League is a straight 50-50. It's a lot of fun, but there are tons of charts. Okay. Sometimes I know you don't want tons, like inside the crease behind me, these cards here, it's inside the crease. There's no charts. The only chart I have is a cheat sheet that Peter Miller sent me. And that just kind of gives you an idea what's going on. It's just like I say, it's a reference sheet, a reference chart on the game. There's no charts. It's all off the cards. I love that. I can just sit, drop it down, and play. No setup. In fact, if you saw my hockey video, that won the setup category for how fast it goes. Strat has a couple of charts. Not a ton, but they have the face-off chart and power play charts and penalty charts and penetration charts. So Strat's got a few charts. Not terrible. Appa got charts galore. Only because I between myself and ID, we kind of recreated the chart book and sent them all individual pages. So if I didn't want to do that, I could just flip through the chart book, which would be a pain in the neck. I'd rather have the charts printed in front of me so I can just look real quick and whatever I need to look at is there. So charts can be a pain, but charts also, once you get the charts down, especially with Appa, you start memorizing this stuff. Even Appa Baseball. I have Appa Baseball. I have an older version. I was thinking about getting the new game of Appa Baseball. And I played a couple games and I was memorizing some of the rolls already. I was like, oh, okay, I get this and I get that. Okay, so I'm going to roll this and this is that. And by the end of the second game, I was having I wasn't going to the charts nearly as much because I had an idea what was what. And the same thing with Apple Hockey. You roll, you get a 1, it's a shot on goal. You get a 7, it's this. You get an 8 or a 9, it's a block shot or whatever it is. So you start to roll the dice and learn the game. And so you can really kind of bypass a lot of the charts after a while. Let's see. LK. Pursue the Pennant Dynasty was my favorite, may still be my favorite game. If someone's making currencies in the Dynasty, buy them immediately. That's kind of cool. There's an online league to carry the torch for Pursue the Pennant. Look up Internet Baseball League. Then, that's kind of cool. Santa will be unless he's fell off Tim Allen's roof. Yeah, it's funny how many Christmas movies there are on. We were kicking back today. Like I said, we had people over the house, and so we had just like music on, and I was like, well, let's put on a movie. So I scrolling through. We watched Scrooged, and then we had Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I couldn't really hear it because people were talking and stuff, but we had it on. That's still fun to watch, all those holiday movies there. We didn't watch Christmas Vacation this year. Vacation Christmas with Chevy Chase. We didn't watch that this year. Let's see. NFL Strategy was a great game. That I didn't play. I didn't play NFL Strategy. Justin, as a video game player, did you enjoy Slugfest baseball pinball game from the 90s? Slugfest pinball. I don't know what that was. Was it a pinball game? I have Slugfest for PS2, I think. I think I have Slugfest for PS2 behind me somewhere. If it's a video game, but I don't recall a Slugfest pinball game. Dave Little, thanks for the tip on replay baseball. Yeah, replay. I've tried that before. There was some game I was playing. I might have been Strat, and I was inputting the stats in the replay baseball, and it works beautiful. It does. And replay will sim some games for you. So yeah, replay baseball. You go in. You know what I do is I look at the schedule and I pick a game for the day and I play it in replay baseball. Well, now I could say sim every game, but this one I'm going to play this one on my tabletop and I'm going to input the stuff myself. And I need a hockey game to do that. I do. Because I would love to do that with Strat or Apper or even Shootout or something. Whereas I could play a season inside the crease. I don't want to play every game. Sim some of the games for me. Let me play that game. Let me contribute to the season is what I want to do. I want to contribute to the season by on the tabletop. But I don't want to have to play every game like I got to do it inside the crease. Or if I'm just keeping stats on my own, because I'd never get through a season. I wouldn't. DJ John from the left coast. What's going on? Merry Christmas, pal. Yep, Santa's landed over here. He went right by my house. Oh, where is it? He did. Santa went right by my house. I got absolutely no. I shouldn't say. I got a shirt. I got this nice shirt for Christmas. And I gotta show this again. Uncle Ron got me Big Bep hockey. So I got a hockey game. I got a new hockey game to try. So I did get that. And I got a bunch of stuff on Black Friday. So I can't complain about Christmas. I got a Black Friday stuff. And then I got some of the stuff on the Strat sale too. So I can't complain. And highlights heading off. I'm going to be heading off in a couple minutes too here. Well, I didn't realize it went on this long. I was just kind of chatting here tonight, just trying to have some fun talking to people here. I'll put on my ticker again, saying hi to everyone here. You watched A Wonderful Life for the first time? I don't know if I've seen it all the way through. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I'm gonna hide someone else. Sorry, I don't know what that was. But I was talking about how this is my favorite time of the year for this kind of stuff. When like 11 to midnight, I would just chill out and I would try to find something like A Wonderful Life, anything black and white, even the old Scrooge there. I forget what that's called now. Christmas Carol, whatever it was. The black and white one I used to like to watch. I like to kick back and just watch a black and white Christmas movie this time of night. It's very peaceful. It's very calming. The old black and white ones, there's something so basic and simple about it. Whereas the newer movies that come out, I mean, they're a little bit busier and they just don't have that, they don't, again, it's kind of like playing a modern season of a game versus a retro season. The retro season, it brings back some memories for you. It's a simpler time. The modern stuff's a little bit more hurried and adds on the uniforms and the helmets now, things like that. So I like to watch the older movies there because there's like 4 or 5 of those Ebenezer Scrooges. I forget what it's called, A Christmas Carol, I think it is. And I really like to watch some of those old ones here and just relax. I haven't done that. And I think I did it no, I didn't do it. I did it the year before. Last year was a weird year. This year I'm chatting with you guys, but I do like that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow night, Christmas Day. I'll come home and I'll try to find something. Let's see here. Where was this? Yeah, no, is that the one with the guy on the bridge? He jumps off the bridge. Yeah, that's always a good one. You haven't made it 57 years for that. And he's gonna watch Die Hard. Yep, that's a good one. And oh, thank you so much, Dave. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for that. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. And I watch an older version of A Christmas. Yeah, I like that one too. There's my favorite version of the Christmas Carol is Picard from Star Trek. What's his name? Patrick Stewart. I always like that one. In fact, I remember going down to the mall and buying that the DVD for it because it wasn't on TV for the longest time. Because I think it was like a TBS or a TNT movie, and you couldn't find it. So I bought the DVD, and I still have it because I was like, I like this version the best. So I like that one there. The older black and white one's a little weird, but I still like it. Any version of that I really do like. Even when they make a new one, I tend to like it. It's just a great story. But I did like the Patrick Stewart one. That was pretty good. And let's see, Mark says he likes the Alistair Sim version of Christmas Carol. It's your favorite? Yep. And the Patrick Stewart one is very good too. Yeah, it is. Did you see the one last year? And we'll wrap things up here in a couple of minutes. I know it's getting late for people, and I want to go to bed too. Did you see the one that came out last year? It was a two-hour feature movie. It was really dark. It was really dark. It was a Christmas Carol, and it was just I don't know who did it, but it was a dark, dark version of this. And Scrooge and Cratchit's wife. Oh, and it was just dark. It was a really twisted version of this. And then the kid in the boarding home when Scrooge was little, it was borderline disturbing. And I remember watching it. It's like, wow, was that dark? Um, so this was almost a horror movie. It was just really, yeah. So the one that came out last year, I remember watching that. It was either 2019 or 2020, I forget. But I was like, wow, that's not my favorite version. George C. Scott was a good. Yep, that was a good one too. Yep, I did like that one. The Jim Carrey one is on. Yeah, it wasn't bad though. I just like the stories, and when he goes in and he goes back to his nephew and he's like tries to make amends with him and his wife. I always thought that was kind of good. Even Scrooged, you know, it brings a little tear to your eyes watching Scrooge. Bill Murray kind of comes around, so to speak, and he starts to, you know, make amends with people. It's still fun, Everyone loves the story that the guy someone comes around at the end and sees the light, so to speak. It's always been a good one. But anyway, all right, well, guys, I didn't realize I'd be going on this long, but we had a lot of us in here tonight. We had a lot of great chat tonight about games, about Christmas, about movies, whatever it is. But that's all I wanted to do tonight. Come on, say hi. Didn't want to really play anything. Didn't want to be distracted. I kind of wanted to just say hi to everybody. So yeah, thanks for everybody that came in tonight and hung out. And just again, I was on Facebook and YouTube tonight, so we had a pretty good crowd. And yeah, so Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Hope everybody had a good Christmas Eve. We had a fun one over here, and I hope that everybody has a good Christmas day. Drive safe. The weather's going to be bad because it's going to be yucky over here tomorrow. Hopefully it warms up a little bit and we don't get ice and snow, but we're going to do what we can. And I might jump on in the morning and play something because I don't got to be somewhere till after noontime tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see how we still got to clean up from today. There's still some cleanup to do. The wife did most of it, but we still got to clean up, put some things away. I got to get Studio C back so I can pull out the cards and play something up there. So, but anyway, thanks to everybody that came by tonight. Thanks to everybody that's listened to Digital to Dice, that's watched my channel, that's just been part of the community because it's been really fun. I think this is a good year for everybody as far as games and learning new games and communicating with people and just having some fun. It's been a really, really fun year for all that. So, all righty, signing off from Studio B. This is Dave. Merry Christmas to everybody. and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye.